what comes next. Hey, Terry, did you get my Discord chat just a moment ago?
Just a moment ago?
Well, no, a few moments ago. Sorry, yeah, you probably are ahead of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I responded to you.
All right, gotcha. Thank you.
I nodded.
The nod is all I need. I got the nod. Perfect. All right, we're good.
Wait, now we're missing 2 months.
Hashtag no tears.
Hashtag no tears.
Many tears.
Hello, me. I'm just always tears.
Always
Don't worry,
tears.
I heard John's already actually got Lilith's death planned, so yeah.
It's actually by the hands of Brim.
Do you know what's so
Secrets
funny?
being told.
I'm not as sad as in like my own character as if I would be if you guys.
It's an Esther. What's up, Esther?
Esther!
Hello, Esther.
Look who's gone here since you left.
The most beautiful eyes of all.
She's probably a little worn out. She was probably running around outside for a while.
That's a good excuse.
Well, I'm worn out, and I didn't even run around outside, so I have no excuse.
You're white too.
I had a COVID shot today. Felt
So
good.
did I.
Did you?
I got hit like
Do they like dandelions?
I got the Janssen, the Johnson & Johnson one, so single shot.
You want to know that?
Hey, Patrick and Robert, good to see you both.
Okay, Esther wants to know if you all like dandelions.
Well, who doesn't?
Are we talking about the ones from?
Everybody knows
Oh
it.
no.
Everybody knows dandelions are edible, right? They're so
Well,
tasty.
so look. So first of all, everyone responded, but dandelions are everyone's favorite. And Vivi, you sound quiet. Everyone else sounds good.
Yeah,
You
you
sound
do. It's
really
weird.
quiet.
Oh, it's because I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
Everyone said they like them, but
You have to turn the microphone
Yeah,
on.
the microphone on is better. Hey, Johnny Mudchuke! DM Dingbat. Congrats on your win this weekend, my friend.
Is that better?
Oh.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, it wasn't pointed the right way. Anyway, what I was saying was I'm allergic to dandelions,
Oh.
and yeah, so children were trying to give it to me, and I'm like, thank you so much. I can't touch those. I'm allergic.
what?
I'm similar with children in general, so.
I'm allergic to
children?
Thank you so much. I'm allergic. I don't want it. Congratulations, Terry. It's a boy. Thank you so much. I'm allergic. I don't want it.
That's exactly how that works.
All right, so I'm looking at our full screen views here as we're prepping. Brim, you're perfect. Ilandra, you're perfect. I need Lilith to, wait, hang on here. Actually, I need Lilith to switch with Rory, so let me do that. No, now you're, no, that's not right. One more time.
We need
No,
Lilith
not
there.
you.
Place.
No, not you.
Excuse me.
Still moving. There we go. And
Hi,
then,
Achilles. I'm gonna say hi to everybody tonight.
got it. You're good. You're good. All right. So the only one that's off is Rory, and Rory, you can see kind of you're cutting off on your own head. You're off high and left. So if you can come down or move your cam up, either one.
You need to get low.
Yeah, you low. There you go. That looks good. All
Turning
right.
out some apple bottom jeans.
Boots with the fur.
What the
Apple bottom
The
jeans,
whole club
boots with the
looking at
fur. Let's go.
She hit the flow.
She hit the flow.
She hit
Next
the
thing
flow.
you know, Shorty got low.
Low. All right.
At some point when we do our little Blue Box Con, we got to do karaoke because
It's gonna
Evelyn
happen.
has seen me karaoke and I'm decent.
You're decent.
I'm decent.
Decent doesn't sound good. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna
Evelyn?
let.
It's enjoyable. It's very entertaining.
Enjoyable. That's even worse.
Bust a Move is my song. Oh, Wick is Set Monkey 13 has seen me karaoke as well.
Yeah, I know Wick has, and good to see him on. Robert, Myamorph, all of you folks, good to see you tonight. Greyhawk Awakening, post Shorewind, post. Whoo! Unbelievable. Post Millie. Tough.
Post Lilith for those that missed it. No?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
That was an insane moment.
Rip.
See that coming in.
She died via RPG. chat.
That would
Can
be
you imagine?
terrible.
She's RPing all of them tonight. Also, I sing, but not well. But
Oh, see,
I do it
my
for myself.
songs, you have to choose the songs where you don't have to sing. So, like, I do Bust a Move and 500
Yes.
Miles and, you know, Ice Ice Baby.
Can we sing Tequila?
Hey, William, good to see you, Lord Forth.
Bum, 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 bum. Tequila.
No Pee Wee Herman. That is banned here. That's negative 10,000 XP for any Pee Wee Herman reference.
Yeah, I murdered
Josh?
a horse.
Does Josh even know Pee Wee?
You did murder a horse, it's true.
Oh yeah, I did.
You did?
I did. It was already dead, pretty much.
No, it was not. It was not. No, it was not.
Not dead.
It was
literally
pretty much
crushed.
almost.
No, it was
Push the
utterly
truck over it.
savable by Lilith. She could have done it
It's
until.
practically dead.
Mostly dead.
Mostly dead.
It would have just
Mostly
slowed
dead
us
at all.
down. We were trying to get to the
I-
cave.
I freaking love that you and me are always on the same wavelength.
So the
we're
good
just
news is
discussing and I'm
we've
like,
learned never to stand in front of a cart if Brim is behind it.
no.
Exactly.
I still have my RIP Lilith horse sign somewhere.
Moral of the story.
That's the moral of the story.
Moral of the
Not.
story. Do not stand in front of a cart that Brim is behind.
We should start a quote book because that should be a quote in the quote book.
Oh, 100%. I also, I feel like a quote, 100% the quote would always be is, I freaking forgot, and I'm so glad that Rory made that video. My favorite quote of all time is like, oh, for you, really, Jim. If only you would touch me. Like,
Smile.
A smile. And me and Joe were like,
Like, we're about to murder an old man.
Straight color down from Lily's
So right now I am going through old videos to add timestamps to all of them, so that we know what's happening in them. And I was literally on Greyhawk #1 today, and the best line was when Lilith was asked to tell a tale, and she was talking about Halia betraying them, and Uthar goes, well, actually it was an arrow to the head, and I'm not a woman, but I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Lilith goes, no, I'm talking about Halia.
That's awesome. All right, so
Oh, I have to watch that back. That is
hey, good to see everybody joining us tonight. Thank
I
you,
can tell you
everyone.
exactly the time at which it happens now because I have the
Okay.
Yes,
'Cause
yes.
it's
Okay,
stamped.
so
Damn.
Jay, we are on. So it's a special episode tonight. We're gonna have our normal stream, but at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. So where we get toward the end of the stream, we're going to cut away from this group, and we're going to go to Shorewin and Sir Harn in the Free City. And we will take a quick break, and that will happen at 7 p.m. 8 Eastern tonight at sort of the end of our stream. So it's going to be a multifaceted stream tonight, and it's going to be a great time. Maybe. We'll see.
Agreed.
Might be a horrible time. I don't know.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
Good time.
All right. I'm going to kick off our starting video for our sponsors, and you can chat through this. I'm going to grab an updated cup of coffee, and I'll be right back down in moments as we prep for Greyhawk Awakening 36. What comes next? And we have a new sponsor tonight we're going to announce in a moment. But first of all, the amazing map from Anna B. Meyer.
What are you giggling about?
Meyer.
Is this in the group chat? I missed it.
No.
I'll bring some back into the group chat. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, Evelyn, I'm sending you that logo.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you.
So you have to read that first. Yeah. Okay. Good. Now you understand. And then I type this.
I mean, you have time. It's like 2 hours. Hurry up!
So because as Josh knows, I was on the phone with John earlier today.
I mean, you should pick up where you left off with that, though, right?
That wasn't quite the plan that I. But this is good. This is good because this is good.
Okay. Oh, do I have a time to run away and come back?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right?
Yes.
We had a no, yes, and maybe.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just gonna say yes.
Now it's too late.
Gosh, dang this crap.
Yeah, but so it sounds like that's kind of what happened last time, though, too. Is kind of a little random spontaneous action.
Yes, that's exactly what's
Oh,
happening.
that's what I was doing.
I just saw that. Oh man. Oh, also, just so everybody knows,
Oh my god.
this is important so that as we move forward.
Wait, what?
Evelyn
Vivi, stream over. You took too long.
Oh well. Bye guys. Have a good night.
It was fun while it lasted.
Don't forget to vote Lilith for Shima keeping here the entire time.
Definitely never walked away, not even
No,
for a
not
second.
Listen,
I
I'll be
literally
voting.
ran.
I'll be voting Yolanda for the rest of the
Yolanda.
Yolanda.
Bushka.
babushka.
That's my next character.
I am completely learning more Russian. Russian?
It's Russian.
German?
Yep, Russian. I just need single words. If any of you out there know other single words, babushka, I told Becca that I was going to use that word, and it was way more of a hit than I thought it would. So,
Well, I mean, the Russian.
Nomish is now Russian. Nomish is Russian.
Oh,
Russian
so
word
it's
for-
Russian.
The Russian word for sushi is sushi.
Nah,
That's easy.
Nah, I can't do. Babushka is like.
Babushka. Okay,
Like,
so
what is
Yeah.
it? What is an Italian boy?
Das vidania.
Das Vidania. That's from Anastasia. That's the only reason why I remember.
It's literally the only reason they know this stuff.
Right?
I've actually been working on learning Russian. It's one of the
Fabino.
languages I've been working
No.
on.
In
Oh,
Soviet
dude.
Russia, horse ride cavalier.
Evelyn,
Yeah.
Maybe
Mystic Pop-Up Bar. I was in tears today during lunch. Literal
yeah?
tears.
Well, you
And
still
I'm
need to
only-
watch season 2.
Well, I have to finish this one first, and I've got I think one episode left to completely break down. So
Okay, well,
Uh,
once you've been emotionally traumatized by that, go watch season 2 and be emotionally traumatized by that too.
I'm in.
Can I just say that
vodka is Russian.
randomly on my playlist, I was on Spotify, I just had it going on random. The song Freaka Leak came on. And you know, but do you know on Freaka Leak when he says all the names? At the end he goes Yolanda, and I started laughing so much. I was like, Babushka!
Yolanda Babushka.
Yolanda Babushka.
Babushka. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to call her Yolanda from now on. That's her new name.
I'm going to go change my character name now. Excuse me. Be
You
right
should-
back.
All right.
You should
So
have seen it.
you'll commit character suicide.
No, I'm not going to violate the tenets of D&D. I'm just her name.
Okay,
Her
fair
name
enough.
is legally changed.
All right. So good to see you. Baba Yaga. Yes, exactly. Chris,
Baba
well
Yaga,
done. Okay, so let's talk quickly about sponsors. Of course, we have Frederica Draws, and she does all the fantastic artwork for us. All the things you'll see for Ilandra, also Yolanda, tonight from Frederica, including Phineas or Phineas or Finney or whatever you're going to call him. So you'll see him tonight. And then also we'll have new artwork coming for the replacement for. Oh, Shorewind. Oh, gosh. All the other PCs, their artwork is from Frederica. And amazing artwork. She is so cool. Follow her. It's going to pop up in the chat. It's right there. Check out her Etsy store, her Linktree. She has incredible artwork, and we appreciate all that she does here for Blue Box. And then, of course, Mantic Games, makers of Terrain Crate. And I had a good talk with them today. We've got new stuff coming, and we're going to be pushing that a lot for GaryCon next week. So lots of fun stuff from Mantic Games, minis, terrain, all kinds of good, affordable, well-crafted stuff from Mantic Games. Then our, Cozy Gamer, our amazing dice sponsor. Beautiful dice, clear dice, leopard dice, all kinds of wonderful dice. Cozy Gamer! Hey, Bill, good to see you, Dr. Scorn. Hey, Pat. All right, and then Mike Disney, Art of Mike Disney. I'm asking him for a video. I want something we can have animated here. He's going to get it for us, but you don't need that to know how amazing this guy is. If you just tune in at 6 o'clock most mornings, Central Time, he is creating incredible art. His painting skills are just, they actually intimidate me and they make me sad because I suck so bad compared to what Mike Disney does. He is absolutely incredible. So check out our sponsor, Mike Disney. And no, it's not my professional announcer. This is my regular voice. I do have a professional announcer voice. I can give you that if you want that, Bill, but that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm just giving my regular voice, but thank you. And then... Whoops, nope.
Yeah, again. Let's go. Let's do it.
Then our newest sponsor, are you ready?
Yes.
No, you're not ready. You're not ready.
Are you ready?
Hey, Extort, are you ready? Here we go. Our newest sponsor. Check this out. Ferrex Fabrication. Module design. Painting. Handcrafted dice trays, mini trays, painting supplies, the Infinity Box, all kinds of laser-crafted, handcrafted materials from Ferox. And they will have custom Blue Box engraved with their laser engraving system, and we will have them populated here in our chat very soon. Ferox, our newest sponsor, we're so excited.
Take my money.
I know, I saw that too. Take it all.
Shut up and take all my money, Robert. Yes, exactly. All right, here we go. And welcome. All right. It's time. Our first ever true post-Millie Greyhawk Awakening session. So we're going to start off with what happened last time. We'll do player introductions, and we will have giveaways tonight. Tonight I'll be giving away this Treasures of Greyhawk. What a gorgeous, pristine book, all kinds of wonderful content. Treasures of Greyhawk, our giveaway tonight. But let's start with what happened last time and our resident scribe. Go ahead. Perry?
Gimbal looks a little weird in the video. I don't like his look right now.
Yeah.
It's a little swapped. All right. In the meantime, what happened last time? Well, when we first started off last time, the party was heading back toward the Destrul estate. Haha, I remembered. And with the body of the fallen Millie. However, they found themselves beset upon by a frost giant very quickly into their journey back, and were as Shorewin, Brim, and Gimbal started heading towards the frost giant to try to deal with it. Lilith found herself face to face with a interesting new character who fell from a tree because that's how somebody likes to make an entrance. But yeah, so the new stranger, who we learned later on is a half-elven Beastmaster Ranger named Ilandra, let Lilith know that they were actually falling into a trap, that there was a second frost giant behind the party, and that they should run before they were smashed into paste. However, Shorwin in particular was not to be stopped. He was determined to face these frost giants head on, but decided that he would try to lead them off in the opposite direction. Ilandra cast Pass Without a Trace on the others, and they continued on toward a cave that she had found in her searching of the area, and as she led them that way, the frost giants continued following the party, and Shorin then closed in on them behind. A bit of combat ensued. Gimbal fell unconscious. Ilandra pulled him out of the snow into the cave. But right before this, however, the cart and horse, the horse had collapsed from overexertion trying to run away from the giants, and Brim crushed the horse with the cart, trying to get the cart going faster.
No, not just crushed, like broke its ribs, blood spurted out of its mouth. It was an utterly undruidic slaughter of this poor equestrian companion.
Can I just say that it wasn't the druid this time? This time.
So Lilith became Lilith Horse, and ended up pulling the cart the rest of the way to the cave prior to the combat ensuing. Ilandra actually helped get Millie out of the cart and onto the back of her faithful companion Phineas, the beautiful wolf that travels with her. And Phineas carried Millie's body into the cave behind Lilith as they went forward. Gimbal fell, as I said already. Ilandra pulled him into the cave, and then Shorwin and Brim continued combat. Brim had taken quite a few severe blows. Shorwin managed to nearly give the giant a very uncomfortable time when his lance punctured the giant's
No, it's still uncomfortable. It could have been worse, right? Yes.
Yes. But yeah, so he managed to retrieve his lance. Brim, realizing that he was not going to be able to be pulled from fight had he gone unconscious, joined the others in the cave. Shorwin then was trying to kind of pull the giants away from the cave as best as he could, but he too was taken to negatives, though he is a cavalier, so he remained conscious through the end of the combat, with Winston doing his best to carry Shorwin out of danger. And at this point, the party was split, with the main group traveling through the cave. Lilith administered healing to Gimbal, and he was brought back to consciousness. Ilandra gave Brim a potion of cure light wounds so that he could heal up a bit from the fight. And once the coast was clear, Brim went back, got the chest that Millie had been bringing with her. They dumped the contents into Gimbal's bag of holding to take those things with them, and off the party went, carrying Millie upon Phineas, and they followed behind. Phineas was told that he was a very good boy by Lilith, and then the party had a moment to rest on their way back, but they did the next morning made it back to the Destral estate, where they were able to give the White Shiver over to Jessia, Ashrin's older sister, who took it to immediately start helping Ashrin, and at this point the party was seeking aid from the elves because they were trying to get Millie back to the sea, where she had requested to be buried, were she to die. And so the elves kind of made a decision amongst them. A request for a boat was actually made and brought out, and the party was handed two stones, one that had a marking of water and one that had a different marking on it. At this point, Sherwin bid his goodbyes to the rest of the party, saying that he was out with his sister, and so it was his time to make his leave. He had also been called by Sir Harn to go to the city of Greyhawk, and so he took the stone that would take him to Greyhawk, and he and his sister Getha and Winston departed for the Free City. The rest of the party took the stone that was meant to take them to the sea, and took themselves and their new ally, and went and used the magic of this and teleported onto a beach in a strange place that did not seem familiar to anybody. Millie was laid to rest in a boat, with everyone making their final goodbyes. Brim actually found a letter that Millie had written to the party that had been tucked away in her pocket as her just in case I die, I need to have the last word sort of thing. Gimbal read the letter aloud to the party, though everyone heard Millie's words in their head. And then as their final goodbyes, Lilith braided Millie's hair as she has done before, put the perfume around behind her ears, and left the pot of perfume actually in the ship with Millie, so that went with her. And then once it was away from the shore, Gimbal lit it with his magic. They had collected what they needed to from Millie, as she had made requests for, and then that is where we left off last time, on the strange beach.
No, exactly. And if you look, you'll see Millie surrounded by flame as she's pushed off the coast of the southern area of Pomarge, right by that citadel you saw earlier. And thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Ferox, our newest sponsor, that's what I meant, that's the word I was looking for. He just followed, and Ferox, if you didn't see the video we played earlier, I'll play it later. Now let's go through all of the PC intros, and Terry, letting Gamer Adjacent's thank you sub follow. Terry, shut up. All right, everyone else, introduce your community. Let's start with you, Evelyn.
All right. Hello. My character is Landa Twain. She is a half-elven Beastmaster Ranger. She is 5th level, and she has a loyal wolf companion named Phineas, who is the goodest boy. And she has a really cool bow that hopefully she'll get to show off a little bit soon. So we'll see.
Well done. All right, let's go to Gimbal. Tell us about him, Rory.
Yeah, so I'm Gimbal. I'm all of 3'1", wizard illusionist of the best. I am level 6. And care a lot about my friend. Brim is my bestie, and never know what I'm gonna do with Millie's money.
All right, let's go.
The separation is hard now. There's
Exactly.
no more Millie.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
No more Millie.
I promise you, it won't be the last time I get that mixed up too. I'm sure I will do that too. All right, so let's go ahead. Vivi, tell us about Lilith.
Hello, my name is Lilith. She is currently in the stage of still denial. She has not left denial. Her best friend is dead. Her husband is gone. Her horse is gone. She's got nothing left. Her snow is gone from her pocket. It's just a really sad time for Lilith right now. She is, however, happy that there is a really good boy in her place to kind of ease her mourning heart.
That's exactly right. Well done. All right, so let's go to Josh. Josh, tell us about Brim, and of course, we need our Monster Monday.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Brim. I'm a level 6 fighter, half ogre, 7.5 feet tall. I wear half-plate armor, drink milk, and swing a heavy, sexy blade. And the Monster Monday, which I had up and ready for this moment, is
A guard to many, a spike-shooting kitty, mane-covered head with human face of dread, wings of a drake, it's hard to relate, feed me enough to properly satiate. This hunger, this thirst, take a bite, take a second to catch your breath. Flying above you comes hurtling your death. Stressful, long restful, no, next morning got a tailful. Willing to bargain for your life, but the bargain better meet my price. What creature am I?
A mosquito. No. A Pikachu,
ex-wife.
a kobold, a mosquito. Any better guesses?
Pika.
A sphinx.
Pika-pee.
No? No one has
Nope.
it yet?
No one has it.
No one has it yet. Ooh, first
Whoa.
time. A horse, of course.
Oh no, I was just responding to Striker Dad because he
Okay.
said, "Who does Lilith miss more, the husband or the horse?" And I said,
Oh,
"The horse,
okay.
of course."
Got you. So we have a manticore, a gargoyle, and a dragon.
The only one who's gotten it right so far is Evie.
Evie, let's go with some manticore.
Manticore
Let's
and
go.
Chicka-bunk.
Well, and Evelyn, the manticore appeared in what episode of Blue Box? Do you remember? We had a manticore. It wasn't Greyhawk Awakening.
No, it was in the other campaign.
Exactly.
I'm trying to remember.
All right, we'll do it later.
But it's
All
been a
right.
while.
It's okay. All right, so we begin. And thank you, everyone. I'll show the. We're guessing the Monster Monday Aqua Demon 1. Demon 1. So Monster Monday was a manticore. So you are on the coast. And you are watching, and I'll kick this off as we begin Greyhawk Awakening session number 36. What comes next? As Millie's body floats off deeper into the ocean, the flames surround the pyre, the boat that was given to you by House Justrul. And as I pull the cam up here, you'll see she floats off in the distance, her body surrounded by flame. You see the coastline all around you, the waves gently lapping against the shore. The citadel off to the east, some miles away, and quiet. Your new companion, Elandra, supporting but confused, the emotion not connected but still kind she is.
The last time once we had pushed Millie out, Lilith was sitting on the shore. She'll get up and kind of just brush off her knee and turn to Gimbal. Gimbal, in the carts, you were looking through the chest. Millie said in her letter that she left me her sewing kit. I couldn't find it on her. Did you have it, by any chance?
Oh, I mean, it's possible. Let me, and I'll open up my bag and stick my hand in it, open it kind of purposely wide so Lilith can see because she likes pouches. But you just see darkness. And I'll just reach my hand in and was it in the chest?
Yeah, it was in the chest.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I think this is it. Here we go.
And normally Lilith would be amused and very interested in this kind of thing, but she doesn't really give you a reaction to it. She's kind of just waiting to see if you would hand her the sewing kit. And as you hand her the sewing kit, she'll just kind of take a step away from the group a little bit, like still within distance, but just step away a little bit and sit down. I think she wouldn't really know how to sew. But she's going to try her best. And with the piece of cloak that she had cut from Millie's cloak before we had pushed her off, she's going to attempt to sew it over one of her pockets.
So you see her do this as you're speaking to her, and she begins to sew.
So, what comes next?
The place we're at, John, does it look like the image you had up there? There's a large city, or is it a building, or is it
Yeah,
just
so there's a
beach that we're
huge
at?
citadel off to the east, which I showed on the last stream. I don't have that up right now. That citadel, it's still obscured. The tide is high right now. You can see there's a path, but it's several feet below water. And as the tide moves, it would gain entrance into that citadel. As the body of Millie floats out to sea, the flames cascade, creating this amber hue. The city is probably the citadel rather, is probably 4, 5, 8 miles to the east.
Well, it looks like, Brim, if we go that way, we got a little bit of a trip ahead of us. Plus, the water's kind of making it a problem. Well, for me anyways, unless you carry me.
I don't mean so much which direction. I mean, what long term are we following? Are we going to try to go to the Free City to try and find Byrne or Rufus? Are we headed to figure out more about those rangers near Hamlet? I don't have any wants or wishes, really. I just want to know where we're headed.
What is this about rangers near Hamlet?
I don't have the best memory, but something, some people, danger. But we wanted to go fight a dragon and an orc, so.
Clearly, I've missed out on something very big here, so I want to know that story later. Well, if you're saying there's some rangers, something near Hamlet, it would probably might be worth checking out. Maybe.
Do any of you know where we are now?
By the sea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So you are by the sea. You were told far to the south. You would instinctively know. Let me see here. Not Lilith. Not Gim. Nope, none of you. Sorry. So none of you that are on the stream right now, with the exception possibly of Terry, who's not on the stream right now. You don't know where you're at. You just know you were told it was far to the south, and you're seeing an ocean before you. You've never been here. You have no idea where you are.
From looking at the map previously, the Free City is northeast, correct? Or is it
Yes, northwest.
northwest? Okay, so not there. Okay. Well, I guess we find someone to talk to. I mean, I know I'm not answering your question, Brim, but I don't know that I got an answer to your question.
It's best to know where you are before you can know where you're going, I guess.
Well, maybe if we find some other people, we can actually find out where we are.
Everyone except Terry, roll d20 for me, please. And yes, L Hawk, good to see
An
you.
advantage.
Yeah, can we use advantage?
Yes, you certainly can. And sorry you had trouble with your stream this week, L Hawk. I know how that works, and we'll support you this week if you get that back up and running. So we have a 10. I just need your nat roll. 10.
19.
You have a 19? Gimble?
12.
Yeah.
And you still show up, by the way, as Grimble. You might want to change that. All right, Grimble.
Oh yeah, it says Grimble on
It's
Zoom.
been that way every week. All right.
I noticed that last
Oh.
week. It said Grimble.
I never looked there.
Yeah. All right.
I
All right.
rolled
So,
an 8, by the way.
so I'll show you where you are, since you're asking. So they are here, fans, and go. All right. So they are right on the southern coast, just to the east of the province of Grindon, and yes, the Azure Sea. They are looking out upon the south area of the Azure Sea, but they're on the coast, and they are right about here. And there we go. That's where I want it, right about here. Gimbal, your keen eye, you look off to the east, and you see a mast, a ship, listing, the sails torn. It's off in the distance, probably 2 to 3 miles, but off in the distance, you see this ship crashes to the shore and lists over to the side, shipwrecked.
Hey, everyone. Look at that. There's a ship. If you look right there. There's a ship. Looks like they're in quite a bit of danger.
That's
Which could
too
be-
bad.
Yeah, right? I mean, we can't get to the Citadel right now. And we can't get anywhere else right now.
Let's go opposite of that ship.
Shouldn't we try to help them? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you think there might be something on or in?
there might be people there. I mean, if they need some help, we should help them.
As you're
Brim.
talking, Gimbal, you see splinters break off the ship as it hits the shore. There's a rock, probably again a mile to two distant. Your keen gnomish eyes can barely make this out. It falls over to the side, and the waves lap up against it.
Lilith will continue to sew. She'll kind of pokes her finger a little bit.
Brim,
I want us to go full chaotic party. I want us to just be like, no.
are you afraid of water?
I mean, I don't love it. But I don't mind it. I'm fine swimming in it.
Oh, okay.
We
I
might
wasn't
as
sure
well
if you were
go.
scared.
If not, let's go.
And he's just gonna start moving towards the boat.
All right.
If you want to stay here, but stop pricking your finger. No.
Except Lilith under one arm.
All right, so you start. I need everyone to tell, like, who's leading this party. I have no idea what's going on right now. So you tell
am
me.
I finished within this time span? Would I be finished sewing that fabric over top of one of my pockets?
Yes.
That's all I care about.
Okay, yes. You've sewn the fabric. You've done that. Now I need to know what you're doing. Are you going west of the Citadel? Are you going east toward the ship that crashed ashore? Who's leading this party right now? I'm very confused right now.
Well, usually our shiny man does, but he is no longer.
Yeah, the shiny man is gone.
And now you have a bunch of misfits.
I know.
Our
We've
two
lost
leaders.
both our leaders pretty much. This is what happens.
We're just like.
This is what happens. That's exactly right.
But Brim would be, after being asked if he was scared, he looks down at Gimbal, cocks an eye, and squints, and then just lets go, and he starts moving towards the ship.
I bet I can beat you there, Brim. And I'll start running.
All right.
Um,
That's more like it. Come on, Phineas.
and Lilith will get up, and before she gets up, she will take whatever is in that pocket and just move it to other pockets, leaving that one empty. She'll take her sewing kit, Millie's sewing kit, and put it in that pocket that's lined with her coat. And then before getting up, she reaches down to the sand and picks up some of the sand off the beach and puts it in that pocket as well. And then then head off.
All right, so you have a pocket full of sand on the beach.
It's not full. I just enough to line the bottom, like a little beach inside my pocket.
But you already had some sand in that pocket, right?
That was a different
That's
pocket.
different pocket.
Oh,
You have a
I
different
have
pocket?
many pockets. Let me
Okay,
tell
okay.
you.
So- Not the
I'm
pocket with the
nice with
sand.
pockets.
Not the pocket with the snow. Another pocket.
Oh, I have lots of pockets. It's just lined with pockets.
Got it. All right. You have
She's just a walking cargo pants.
Yes, legitimately that.
you have a bit of sand in that pocket. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Because Gimbo, I really did start to sprint off, seeing Brim's reaction to saying he's scared, or calling him out on possibly being scared, and knowing there is no way I could ever beat Brim at anything running. I'll catch up or move over to Ilanda.
Yolanda.
Ilanda.
I didn't
Oh,
wanna
as
say
we're
the
calling
other
her Yolanda here, but no.
That's
no.
talking about him. So I go over to her, and in Sylvan, I don't know if you can speak Sylvan. I'm just assuming that you can speak Sylvan. I'll
That isn't even my languages.
not even whisper, assuming Brim doesn't speak this, and say, "Can I ride Phineas and beat Brim to the ship?"
And she's just gonna kind of give you the straight, just like, what the heck look that she can possibly give you, and
I'm a lot quieter than Brim. He's really loud. It's better if I get there faster than him.
and she says back in Sylvan, I mean, I guess so. Phineas, how do you feel about that? And she'll look over at Phineas.
All right, so Phineas, look at your monitors. This beautiful chestnut and brown coated wolf with these piercing gray eyes. It looks intimidating, as I said often last session, but then every once in a while, it turns, it drools upon itself, it lolls to the side, its tongue comes out, it looks over at Gimbal, the tongue lolls out to the side, and it looks fully ready to adopt the gnome upon its back.
Apparently he is in agreement, so go for it.
Okay, and I'll just mount. I'll try to daftly mount Phineas like I've seen Shorewin mount Winston.
All right, so we got a couple things we got to do here. One, I want to acknowledge what you just said in terms of your intent. Two, I need to acknowledge what you actually just said. You said you were going to daftly mount this guy. I don't know the
you
meant
terminology.
deftly. No, you meant deftly.
Deftly,
Yes,
deftly.
But Shorewin was daft at times. So you were not daft here, you were deft, and you jump
Yes.
upon the wolf, and you start sprinting off, and you see this as Ilandra, as he leaps upon the back, and he is diminutive at best. And Phineas has no trouble with the weight of this gnome. You see Brim, hot fudge, thank you so much, I love that. You see Brim, as you're running toward the ship, you see Phineas dart past you with the gnome jostling atop his back.
Brim, he wasn't really running this whole time. He's just kind of jogging, and you see within the breeze that he whips his cloak back around him as he reclasps it and flips his hood up and just continues jogging.
All right, what's everyone else, Ilandra and Liv, what are you doing?
I'm just following behind Phineas and, the rest of the group. Not really full on running, but, kind of just keeping pace.
Okay.
Lilith will run as well, trying to keep pace as well. but Lilith will use trackless step, and as she kind of runs up to, oh, I just noticed your name. Elandra, sorry. I was looking at you for your name, and then I noticed that you changed it to Millis forever as well. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. As she runs up to Elandra, she's using trackless step, so she kind of makes eye contact with her, and then looks behind, and then runs back, kind of showing her that she can also do a trackless step as well.
Well, and her Pass Without a Trace would still be active because it lasts for 5 hours, so everybody is leaving no tracks in the sand at the moment.
Except for Shorewin.
Except for Shorewin, wherever he is. He's leaving tracks everywhere.
So your Pass Without a Trace has covered tracks, and as you're watching, you see, of course, you have the speed of Brim with his giant steps, but still Phineas outpaces him with Gimbal atop his back, jostling. And go ahead and do that again for us, Rory. That was good. And you come up to the ship. As the ship crashes into the shore, and you can look at the screen here, you see it looks like it was once some sort of seafaring vessel with a great deal of supplies and goods that were atop it. Now it's broken. There are giant trebuchet bolts that stick out the side. You see arrows all over. The sails have been torn down. The main mast is broken over. As it slams into the shore, you see there is but one figure standing. He is cloaked, but you see armor beneath, and he is hovering over a figure beneath. Describe for us what they see, Terry.
Before you stands a male half-elf cleric, 5'10", approximately 132 pounds, with deep green eyes and pale aqua hair that flows down to the middle of his shoulder blades, straight and smooth. Skin is fair, not quite white, with hints of light sand in the coloration. Ears come to a gentle point, not long as a full elf, but not short as a human. Clad in studded leather armor with a quarterstaff in hand. Around his waist is a belt with multiple pouches attached to it, including a leather spell component pouch. A couple of vials and flasks also reside in leather straps, filled with a variety of colored liquids. No, I'm not going to say that part. Hanging from the strap on his right hip is a worn journal. The page is beginning to curl with a bit of use. You might also notice on his leather boots a few more pouches containing a variety of other items, generally plant pieces.
All right. As you see this, you also see he is. I'm sorry. Hang on. So he's Millith forever. He's leaning over a body, and he's pounding on a chest. You see water coming out. You see light that emanates from his hands, but the body does not move.
As we get closer, do I recognize this elf DM?
Roll d20 for me, please. Give me your nat roll.
How far ahead is Gimbal then?
Yeah, Gimbal, you're about 250 yards ahead of Brim.
That's a 19.
Yeah, you even from this distance, you recognize this man.
Rin?
You hear
and
a
she
voice
runs towards
from the
him.
shore, and suddenly, Gimbal, as you're atop Phineas pulls back, a bit cautious. His hackles rise as he hears the voices all around him, and then suddenly, your newest companion, Elandra, she rushes forward and she utters a name you've never heard before as she runs forward.
When Phineas, does he halt or just slow down?
He halts.
Do I stay on top?
Roll your animal handling check, please.
Can I do this at disadvantage?
Yes, you can.
Oh, I don't need to. I just roll regular. Oh, my goodness. I got a 2 on the die.
Okay. As Phineas screeches, his paws grind into the dirt and sand near the shore. You topple over the top of his head and land in the dirt as you see Elandra rushing past you.
I guess Lilith would be aware of Phineas's reaction.
Yes.
Being in tune with animals.
Yeah, she saw them.
She will grab Brim if she can, once she notices it, to try to pull him back.
Yeah, Brim would have started to slow, especially once he heard her yell, and then move forward. Brim just stops and looks down at Lilith with a kind of hesitant glance.
She seems to know him, but her wolf doesn't seem very pleased.
No,
Maybe we should stay back.
I don't think so as well.
Gimbal,
Yeah,
are you okay?
That doesn't taste so good, but that doesn't look so good. My name's Gimbal, and I'm gonna take off toward Yolanda.
I throw a javelin.
Rin pauses for a moment, focusing on the sailor beneath him, realizing that there's nothing else he can do. Hearing his name, he pauses, looks. Elandra, is that you?
What are you doing here?
What? Me? What are you doing here? I'm expected to see no one this far south.
Well, Arlenor was supposed to come with me, and he didn't show up, and so I went without him.
Do not worry about Arlenor. He was. They put him in charge of the healing center. He couldn't come with you. There was no way. I was going to try and rush and try and find you, but unfortunately, I was given an opportunity. We had some sailors come into port in Harby, and they were impressed, I would say, with my healing, which I appreciated, though there are better healers within our ranks. And they asked me to join them, as they did not have one with them as they sailed around the bay and through the sea. I, of course, said yes. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but I've talked to Eleanor about my father being a mariner for quite some time before settling down, and I thought this would be my chance to see exactly what he had been up to. And so, of course, I took that chance. I joined this group, but we were attacked.
The body beneath his hands. The head lolls over to the side, and you see bile spews out of the mouth as the last exhalation of life falls beneath Rin's hands.
It was the last one. I couldn't save any of them. I tried. Now, why are you here? I don't understand. You... How far south we are. What have you been up to?
I came across this odd group of people. These three, well, there were four, but, well, originally there were five, but one of them died. Anyway, there were giants, and then they wanted to bury their friend at sea, and there was a magical stone that brought us here, is the short story version of it. But so that's how we're here. I'm surprised to see you, but I'm glad that you're safe.
And when Elandra motioned to the other three, that's when Rin, who was completely focused on Elandra this entire time, pauses for a moment and realizes there's anyone else around. First, he sees Lilith, recognizing an elf, doesn't make any real motion towards her. Then he sees Gimbal, confused why there is a gnome and an elf together, and that's when his eyes raise up to Brim. You were traveling with these three?
Yeah, we sort of... I helped them avoid getting stuck in a giant trap, and they let me go with them because I thought I could be helpful, and they seem to go really interesting places. So
That one needed help?
well, giants are gianter than he is. If
I suppose you're right. One second, and he turns back to the mariner on the ground, takes the mariner's hands, puts them on his stomach, and quietly says some words that they can't hear right now.
and I was
go
gonna say,
ahead.
and while Ren's going about that, Alondra will turn to the others and kind of gesture them forward. It's all right, everyone. He's a friend.
Lilith? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Rory.
I was just gonna say, being Gimbal kept running after he got thrown off. Is he hearing this take place? Is he next to the like? I don't know how far the other two are back from them.
So, Gimbal, you're roughly about 5 feet at this point from the other two.
Is John muted?
No, I'm not. I'm just listening. I'm not muted.
We're being John. That was good.
That was really good.
I'm being quiet. I'm letting you guys role play because I'm listening to everything.
Oh, he was just asking where he was in relation to everybody.
Yeah.
He kept running.
Yeah. So no, you were atop Phineas. You were right behind. You were ahead of Brim. You were top, sort of ahead of everybody. So you're right there.
Okay. And everyone else is like 200 yards back, 100 yards back.
Well,
you said?
Brim was closer, and then you had Elandra calling out from ahead. So it was you, then Brim, then Elandra, then Lilith, and but Elandra called out, and this man atop the bow of the ship, tending to one who has just puked out his guts, heard Elandra's call and responded. So you're right there.
All right. So just after I get the gist of the conversation, I will continue to climb the rocks or get as close as I can. I'm sure I can't, or I don't know if I can get on the ship, but my intent is to look for any kind of symbolism on the ship or anything like that while they continue to chitter chat.
All right. So as they're talking, yeah, you can definitely get atop the ship. You see there is really nothing to gain from knowledge there. It's, as I said, the mast was ripped over, the sails are gone, the ship has been utterly destroyed, it barely floated to the shore. So there is no symbolism.
There's
on
no
it.
flag of.
No.
Okay. Well, I'll just perch up there as long as I'm safe. Otherwise, I'm going to get down. I don't want to sink into the ocean. So.
Lilith will peer behind. She kind of just was standing right behind Brim. She's kind of peering around Brim, listening to this whole conversation. As Elandra kind of calls out, she kind of peers behind Brim.
You're a little
Like-
quiet. I'm sorry, if you can pull
She
your...
she
There you go.
peers around Brim and looks at Elandra. You said he's a friend, but how come Phineas doesn't want anything to do with him?
I don't know. Phineas knows him well. He's been around. Finny, you okay, buddy? And she'll look back at him to see.
Yeah, so you see Finney, he's making no inclination that he's afraid of the man that he sees. It's the ocean and the water that he's kind of pulling away from. He steps back, he looks at Elandra almost guilty. He drops his shoulders and his head. His tongue lolls out to the side, and he looks like, please pet me, I'm not a bad boy.
Yeah. She's gonna just give him some reassuring pets and a couple of scritches behind the ears, like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, I think he's all right. We haven't really been. I mean, Hardby's near the sea, but we didn't spend a lot of time by the sea. We're more forest type travelers, so it probably is just a little uncomfortable. Anyway,
Rin will stand up, look to the group that they're. I apologize. I'm Rin Autumn Crest, cleric of Palor. Landra and I are acquaintances from Hardby. I apologize for not having introduced myself sooner.
Right. Introductions. The tall one there is Brim. He's and then sorry if I mess up your names. I have a hard time sometimes. Gnome Gimbal, I think, and then the druid. She seems nice. She likes Finny. That's always a good sign. She's Lilith. So.
And you said there were 5 of them?
Well, so we just did a funeral for their pirate friend, and then they there was a knight, I guess. He was kind of in poorly maintained armor, and he rode off with his horse, and then there was a half orc with him. It was a lot very fast, so I wasn't able to really make sense of it, but yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so be aware, there are some things that are happening in these waters. Growing up, my mother talked to me about the I guess you could say pirates of a certain extent that traveled the seas near Fishtown, and she called them the slave lords or something similar like that. I'd only heard about them. My father didn't speak much of them, but my mother knew that they would go up and down the coasts, collecting people. We had not seen them in my lifetime in Fishtown, or even when I went to Hardby, but it seems they may have become active again. We were sailing again, as I said. I was with this ship, healing them as I could, helping as I could around the ship on their travels, so they didn't have to stop in every port when problems arose. But we were attacked on the sea. It was frightening, but they did well, the sailors. But as the ship approached us, they unleashed trebuchets and arrow fire. It was chaos. The ship it was on, they're not pirates. They're not fighters. They merchants. And regardless, a flag, purple and yellow sail. I remember it. During the chaos, I was knocked out. Fell below deck. Next thing I remember coming to, there wasn't anybody on the ship except for the one that I tried to save.
As he says those words, a final guttural eminence of the entrails comes out of the mouth of the one that dies beneath his touch.
And was it safe for me to still stay on that part of the ship? Or?
Yeah, it's like it's stuck on the shore.
It's stuck.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's fastened there for sure.
So right now I'm thinking about Millie, and like that's just rolling through my head, and not intent of seeking revenge, but she had talked about her father being this man on the sea. And so that's kind of just my focus at the moment. So I don't know this guy at all. She seems to, and I don't know her either.
No, yeah. All you know is that she guided you through the mountains,
right,
fleeing the frost giants, but beyond that, you know nothing of her.
Right. And so to some degree, I don't know how bad the ship is, but there's some degree of exploration of the ship within reasonable safety that I would like to do. And I'll look down at Lilith and wave my hand like, I'm up here. Remembering she had once told him, hey, please tell us where you're going.
And she'll kind of look up at him and then just kind of like roll her eyes because she's like, of course you're up there. But thanks for letting me know. Gimbal, did you find anything up there? Or find what you're looking for?
I don't know how, like, so Gimbal's gonna keep looking through as much as the ship, the decks, or like the other floors.
Right, you see Gimbal, he steps on, it's unsteady, the waves buffet the ship, but there is still a significant amount of timber that is there, and you're light of foot, and you start moving across it. You see this, Rin, the gnome moves past you, almost as though he's rifling through the ship.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Please be careful. And she kind of turns her attention to Rin. You said that you ran into pirates? Is that what you said?
Pirates would be better than these. They're slave traders. They pillage towns. They take those that are in them, use them as they so see fit. Just before I fell unconscious, I noticed them to the east, up along the coast. I don't know how many they have now. I just have heard the stories. And what they do, I would wish pirates on someone over these beasts.
And you did indeed see Rin. They were horrific. And this is OOC for everyone else, but as they grabbed members of the ship, they pulled them over, they ripped limbs off. They had horrible manacles and neck chains that they wrapped around. They pulled human beings off like they were chaff, and like they were not even worthy of acknowledgement as sentient beings. As they pulled them over, dragged them up, pulled them onto the boat, cackling, laughing with horrific splendor, and then sailed off toward the east.
Stories that you... Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
These stories that you heard, the name Bert ever come up?
Looks at John and asks. Okay.
Who's John? Who's John? I don't know John. Who's John?
Not that I recall. It does not sound familiar. No.
And when Rin initially tells the story, Lilith is very, very interested, and with the acknowledgement that the name Bert wasn't mentioned or brought up in the story, she kind of like, you can see that she completely loses interest in what you're talking about. And she'll go over by the water and just scoops them up and just kind of like she's just looking at it. She's never been to the ocean before or by the sea. And she'll try her damnedest to carry some over to Phineas in her hands. I don't know how far he is. I don't know how far away he is because he's scared.
No, he's actually close to you. When he's scared, he gets close to you. So he pulls over, he sees Elandra, and he licks her, but when you pull the water over, he kind of comes close to you. He senses something about your nature.
Am I seeing him, or am I seeing her bring the water over to him?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I wouldn't give that to him. That water he can't drink it.
Oh, you can't drink this water?
It's salty.
And she'll just like kind of taste it for herself. She's never been anywhere near this. Is all new to her, so she will. She does taste it. And she's like,
you're right, aristocrat. Totally gonna taste it, exactly.
100%. And she'll just bring it over, and like bring it over to Phineas, and she'll just say like, don't drink it, and don't, but you can smell it if you want. I don't think it's that scary. And she'll kind of just like bring whatever water is left in her hand over just for Phineas to smell. When he tries to lick it, she'll pull her hand away.
As you hold out this little bit of water, Phineas, he sniffs, his head snaps away, and he gives you a look almost of betrayal, and pulls away to Elandra like you have tried to hurt him. By the way, this is our giveaway tonight, Treasures of Greyhawk. Type exclamation point Greyhawk. We'll have that giveaway, and we have Jay, Lord Gasumba, coming on with us in a bit as we see what happened to Shorewind. All right, continue.
Yeah, and then she just kind of lets the water fall, and she's kind of just playing at the shore a little bit with like kind of like where the sand and the water meets, stuff like that, and just kind of like trying to show Phineas that like she's kind of figuring it out as well, and trying to encourage him that it doesn't look very scary.
And when Phineas comes back over by Elandra's side, she'll just kind of lay a hand on the back of his neck, as she tends to do, just kind of absently. This is sort of a gesture that she's comfortable making use of him being by her side, so her hand just rests on the back of his neck.
Question, John.
Yes, go ahead.
Just by surveying the group, would I be able to tell if any of them have any previous injuries that need taking care of? Do any of them look like they're run down, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so you note the group is scarred. You see the giant you're assuming ogre, difficult to tell for sure of his lineage, but he is massive, almost 8 feet tall, tusks that jut out of his lower jaw. You see scars on his body and a grim view. And then you see the gnome, no visible injuries, but this haunted look in his eyes. Yeah, I'm sorry, Gimbal, do you have injury?
Oh, I'm missing an ear and a finger.
That's all healed. That's all healed. That's gone.
I also got a big old scar in my neck.
You notice a deep scar, a missing ear, and a heel. But they're all healed. There's no wound. And the Grugark looks this sort of wild-looking elf is uninjured. And then of course Elandra, she looks cautious but also uninjured.
So Rin's gonna kind of move. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Brim.
Oh, just for note, Brim has himself completely covered up with his cloak. His face covered, and he's pulled the upper lip over his tusk, and he's been quiet this whole time.
So Rin's gonna kind of sidle up next to Elandra. It seems you've teamed up with quite an interesting bunch.
They seem like they have something interesting going on. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I want to.
The big one, he doesn't talk much?
He talked a little more before, but it seems that I don't know.
And the elf, did she taste the seawater? Did I see that correctly?
Yes, she did.
Of course.
Brim,
Go ahead.
sorry, Brim would have actually also, around the time that he saw Lilith kind of in that whole exchange of like the sea is salty, the hood moves to the side, and Brim just slowly goes over behind Lilith, and then you also see this large, massive mother fudged forearm dip down and poke his finger in the ocean, and it comes up behind the hood, and then you see like the hood shake and like a spit go out into the ocean.
We need the role play of the spit, please.
It doesn't taste that great. She did tell me it was supposed to be salty and couldn't drink it.
Never seen it before.
Neither have I.
Okay.
It doesn't taste very good.
Brim kind of, as he comes up and then goes to start to walk away, he just kind of brushes and rubs Lilith's head.
And she'll like put her hand on top, like he's on top of his, and just kind of pats it, and then she looks up at him, and then she kind of looks back down.
When he feels her do that, he stops and he turns around and he just kind of bends down on the front of his feet and just massive arms come out and just hold her close.
Are you hugging me from behind?
And you feel his chin rest on your head.
And she'll kind of reach back and just kind of put her hands like on the side of his face, where she can feel him. And I know it's a little bit uncomfortable for you when we meet people. We'll be okay.
I trust you and Gimbal. So I'll trust you when you say that.
And then she just kind of gives him like another reassuring, kind of like a pat on the cheek. And then, speaking of Gimbal, what is he up to?
Probably about to die. Gimbal, where are you?
All right, so quick pause. We have lots of good stuff in the chat. Thank you for the follow, Roly Potato, and also for Lost Fremen. That's a Dune reference, I think. I love Dune. That's a great name. The movie's going to be coming out soon, hopefully. Great book. And if you have not yet, type !Greyhawk in the chat. We're giving away this incredible book, Treasures of Greyhawk, old school D&D 2E, but you can adapt it to 1E to 5E, doesn't matter. This is just great content for all of your gaming needs. And in just a bit, we will have Lord Gasumba, Jay Scott, joining us for a special Sir Harn Shorewin event at the end of tonight's session. Players, continue.
Where am I? Was I able to get to any of the lower floors or different rooms, or?
No, so
Like,
so you
am
see
I
like
in
that.
view?
You see that the whole top of the ship has been stripped away.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have told you. So like it's utterly gutted. You see bodies. There are some that are pinned to the wall with trebuchet bolts through their chests, pinning them against the sides. Others with arrows through the head. But you see muddy footprints and signs of utter savagery. People that have been sliced and diced and cut. Everything has been hauled off the ship, not just bodies, but also coin. It's been gutted, and somehow, maybe suspiciously, this cleric and this lone remaining individual he tried to save remain.
Okay. No, I heard some of his story, and I'm here, and I see the ship was gutted and the people were gutted.
Right.
Everything was gutted.
Right?
So I will make my way back to the group. But I'm gonna have a very suspicious grin on my face anytime I look at Rin.
So, Rin, you see the
Purposely,
gnome.
like, very-
He comes back from his cursory inspection of the ship, and as he walks back across the prow of the ship, he glances over at you, and it's not a kindly look that he provides.
I'm gonna kind of an aside to Elandra. I think there's something wrong with the gnome. There's a scowl on his face.
Can I hear them?
Yeah, you're walking past. There's no
Yeah.
check needed. Yeah, you hear this.
Okay.
Listen, I don't think we should stay here too long. Again, these beasts to the east. Do you? And he looks at the whole group. Do all of you know where you are?
Lilith will reply, but by the sea.
No, we were just sort of given this stone that brought us here, but I have no idea where we are right now.
You're on the northern coast of the Azure Sea. Pomarge is to the east.
As he says this, everyone roll d20 for me, please.
At advantage.
At
Very good.
advantage.
16.
Okay.
No.
8.
6.
17.
17. Okay. And you too, Rin.
Oh,
Wow.
I don't have advantage.
Yeah, you're in now, Rin.
4.
Coming in with a
Barbecue.
whopping 4.
Elandra. William, Lord Forth got a 19. Well done. Elandra, as you look off to the east, as he says east, you see a dust trail off toward the east, and it looks like the plume of dust is growing closer.
Looks like we might have some company coming from that way, and she'll point off toward the east.
Is this part of your group?
Not that I know of.
Ah, your group. And he'll look at Rin.
My group? My group? Do you not see the ship behind you?
Doesn't mean you don't have someone here. Someone who maybe be coming for you.
I understand your distrust, Gnome. But understand, I am a healer. I wish no ill will on anyone. I've been a healer all my life.
I didn't say they were bad. I said they might be coming for you. You're the one that said they might be bad.
Coming for me from Pomar.
Yeah, your ship is. I don't know where I'm at. You said your ship is here, it's broken. Maybe they're with you to come help you. You're the one that said they might be bad.
He looks at Elandra. I think he's crazy.
It's very possible, actually. I haven't really spent enough time to gain. Anyway, DM, I would know of Pomars and
Yeah.
what comes from Pomars from
You absolutely. In fact, so would Gimbal. Like this is a nefarious and well-known area of Greyhawk, where on Orth you have all the humanoid tribes and horrible. It's a very, very dangerous area. You all know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad everybody else now realizes.
Good.
Well, I mean, hey, has anyone got some rope?
Actually, I have a whole, and she like reaches to her pack and she pulls out a big long section of rope. Yeah. Who would travel without rope?
The plume of dust gets closer.
We should leave now.
Well,
Trust me, if these are the same beings that attacked our ship, we do not want to be here. The sheer viciousness and savagery they showed was far beyond anything you've ever seen.
Sorry, they're coming from the water or from the land?
No, land, but
Land.
east. So from the same area that he talked about, they're coming from the east on the land. So I'll pull the map back up here so you can see.
Thank you.
So, you are here, sort of on the coast. You can see the citadel right here at the edge of the coast, and they're coming from this direction. There's no roads on this map. These are highly rural, highly wild areas right along the coast, and they're coming from this direction.
Are we near a grouping of trees?
I mean, there are, as you saw, I'll pull this back up here, there are trees, but it is winter, and these trees are devoid of
That's okay.
leaves. There's just sort of cold and leafless trees that are scrabbled close to rocks near the coast as the wind blows across them.
Go ahead.
Where,
Go ahead.
and where do you suggest we go? Rin, is it?
Indeed, it is Ren. At the very least, the opposite direction of the big cloud that is currently headed towards us. Preferably in some manner that we can escape from them quickly.
And do you know this area well?
I'm not familiar enough to lead us in any direction. I had been on a ship for some time. I could tell you about the coast a bit, and of course the sea, but no, I'm from much farther north on the other side of the Sea of Girnat up the Woolly Bay. This is a land that I'm not familiar with. We had not planned on docking here. We knew Pomars was not an area we wanted to be in.
Okay, well, and he'll. Can I see that rope now?
Sure, and she'll hand the rope to Gimbal. It's pretty heavy though. Careful.
Okay.
Dwarves is the best.
We've got to get moving.
Yeah, you guys can do what you want. Otherwise, you can follow me. I'm gonna head over by these trees over here.
Why?
Because, Brim, I got magic.
What are you gonna do, Gimbal, please?
Hide. I'm gonna hide. I got rope. I can hide. I can make an extra space. I don't really have a lot of time, considering where we're at. But I can cast the spell, and we can hide, and they will not see us.
Can it hide all of us?
Yeah.
Oh, well then let's do that then.
Okay.
That seems like the best choice. Okay, what do you have now?
So when we get over by the trees, I'm going to cast Rope Trick, which allows me to, with at least 5 foot of rope, it allows me to cast this spell on there, and it creates an extra dimensional space that we can climb into.
All right, so that's great. I know what it is. I need you to describe what they see.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, you'll see me place the rope on the ground, and then I'm going to reach into my pouch, and he don't know you guys, so he's not going to just open it up. He'll reach into it and act like I'm digging around and focus and pull out some spell components as I rub them together, and you see rope trick. You see me place my hands on the rope as I slide it through my hands, and as it goes through the opposite side, it disappears. I'm pulling it through, and it's gone, and it's gone, and it's gone, and it's gone, and you can see that it's actually disappearing. And above me will be a slight, ever so slight, just right above my hand, shimmer. And then suddenly, as I approach 10 feet, my hand will go into the air and disappear and reappear. And as I approach 6 feet, my hand goes into the air and disappear. And 5 feet, and the rope will hang as close to and behind a thick tree to hopefully mask it with the tree, and go up there. They can't see us. And I'll start to climb the rope and go into the extra space.
And you see this as Gimbal climbs the rope. It's attached to the tree. He suddenly vanishes up onto the rope and disappears.
And Lilith will follow suit. She'll
Right.
kind of just before she goes up, she'll kind of look back behind just to see if Elandra and Rin are going to follow. If they look hesitant, she'll stop.
And Rin is deferring to Elandra right now.
Phineas can't climb ropes, and I don't want to leave him down
Poke
here.
my head back through. Brim can lift him up here.
Oh, all right. So,
Brim he's gonna run up alongside, look at the craziness, and be helping, like, literally throw people into the hole.
All right. Does that include throwing the wolf? Brim?
That is grabbing the wolf and... actually, Brim would be very hesitant towards the wolf. And he would look towards it and just, like, looking at the cloud, looking at the wolf.
So you see this, Elandra. You're not in there
yeah.
yet.
Okay. Phineas, the big man's gonna lift you up in there so that we can hide. Okay. So just let him pick you up. It'll be okay.
You say this the first time you've seen Phineas actually growl. He looks very suspect about what he's being told.
It'll be okay. I promise. And I'll give you extra treats later for this. But right now, you need to let the big man put you up in the hole.
At the word treat, you see his visage change. He stops and he actually leans over toward Brim.
Oh.
Brim, like, it's hard to describe. Brim, looking over at the cloud, looking at the wolf, he will, like, pick up the wolf, and actually more gingerly than he's treated everyone here, he'll pick up the wolf and like put it up into the hole, and then he's going to look over how close is the dirt cloud.
So your best guess, it looks less than a mile away now.
Brim will just be watching for a few seconds.
William
And
will
he'll look back and pull himself up the rope.
All right.
Not even using his legs, just
Show off. And no, Finn.
No
It's
kidding.
it's only 5 feet, and Gimbal cast it, so it's not necessarily very high.
so he's just like,
It's one pull.
Is it like this?
And no, Phineas
the
does
drag
not
fire.
mark his territory. Hey,
wait, just like his upper half is gone right now.
yeah, exactly. All right, so
I'm in.
we'll push through. So in moments, I assume everyone's going up the rope. Rin,
Yeah.
Rin, you're the newest. I'll let you respond. Like, do you trust these folks? Are you moving up the rope, or what are you doing?
If I see Alondra move up the rope, I'm right behind her.
All
Why,
right.
we look like a trustworthy group.
If I see Alondra move up the rope, I'm right behind her.
In moments, you move up the rope. As you move up the rope, you suddenly describe to them what they see, Gimbal, as they get up into that area.
Yeah, so it's just a this time when you get in there, you see this light hue of almost like a soft light, like a lit up emerald green color. It's not dark. It's not hot or cold. You feel comfortable, and the space is almost just like an ambiance of an emerald, soft emerald green, completely everywhere around us. But we are able to see out of this space in the plane.
As you get into this strange extraplanar area, it's disconcerting to all of you, particularly Alondra and Rin, who have never been around Gimbal before. This is very odd to you, but you do notice you can see out. As you look out, you see this. Now it's clearly a wagon that's getting closer, drawn by a pair of oxen. As it gets closer, you see there are orcs that surround it, and there's a cage atop the wagon. As it gets closer, now nearly beneath where you're at, you see a pair of humans clinging to the side of the cage. One of them looks like they were a recently shipwrecked sailor, still sodden, with their clothes all around them clinging. Another is a child, perhaps no more than 7 or 8 winters, that clings to this sailor on the side. And as they're now passing right beneath you, as they get closer, we'll go to break and see what you do after the break. All right, so here we go to our one and only break, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight here on Blue Box. We've been around 70 to 80 viewers. I'm still safe. We have to get to 100 viewers for me to be at risk for wearing this dumb dinosaur shirt that my wife has upstairs, and I am glad that we are not there yet. So unless you can get all your friends here and hit me with 100 tonight, 70, 80, 90 won't do it. I'm safe. Let's go. And we'll be back from break in a minute. If you have not yet, type !Greyhawk. We have this that we're giving away tonight, Treasures of Greyhawk. And we have Lord Gazumba joining us shortly with a special edition for Shorewind. And we'll see what the party does as these slavers come right beneath Gimbal's magic rope. And a former member of Rin's sailing party is in a cage next to a child. Let's see what they do. Blue Box will be right back. Oh, by the way, if you're watching and you haven't followed, or if you're a follower and you haven't subbed, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Give us a follow, give us a sub. Blue Box will be right back.
John, this is a perfect time for you to change your shirt.
I'll go do it right now. And as always, we leave the mics hot during the break.
That shit's gonna die.
Pop it like it's hot, pop it like
Hot,
it's
hot,
hot.
hot. Oh, we sang 2 different songs.
No, Vivi, you and I were actually singing the same
Were
song.
we the same? Yeah. it? Hot, hot, hot.
That's exactly what was in my head.
Oh,
Yep.
Hot, hot, hot. There's a lot of hot songs. Like, nowhere in hot.
You know, it's another one. Rory.
Rory. What
Yeah.
song
I
has
thought
Rory
it was
in it?
Grimble or Terry Jim.
You know, so that probably explains.
Jack Matek. Jack Matek? Jack Matek?
If you go back and look at the first episode, Vivi, you call me Grimble.
Grimble? Well, to be fair, I work nights, so I was totally getting over.
Well, now it makes sense why you did that.
Because it says Grimble.
Yeah. But no more. No more, no more.
No more, no more. I'm Grim, I'm emo.
Hey, Josh, I sent you a little gift in the.
It's so cool.
I thought it's
love
so dope.
I want to see it.
Well,
Did
Everybody-
you do that?
Yeah. Rory did that, yeah.
You make the background move?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been doing some magic. Of his own.
Look at those nipples.
Ooh, John, you're gonna change right there on the screen.
Wow.
Holy.
Oh, you kept his glitter?
Oh.
I thought you said you didn't.
No,
want
that's
that
his.
in
No,
there.
that's his stripper glitter. He said that the
Oh.
size is
He's talking, but
specifically
he's
difficult.
muted.
Different.
My room is still filled with glitter. I'm so upset. I have glitter everywhere.
He sounds
Sorry, I didn't.
Maybe
bring
don't
it
go
up.
to the strip club every night.
Ow! Ow!
Ow,
He
ow.
has to because that's his job.
Yeah, don't shame him for his job.
That's his job.
No. You're mean. I need to get cheesecake.
Oh, cheesecake! You said you
I really want some like strawberry shortcake or some strawberry.
banana split.
My son is
We
making, I think it's a pecan pie.
Aw.
Becca and him are making pie, right?
Did you say pecan?
I think so.
It's called pecan.
Pecan.
It's pecan.
It's pecan.
Pecan. It's
Oh,
not pecan.
no.
Where
It's
I use the
pecan. It's
bathroom.
pecan.
Gross!
Yeah, it's gonna be real awkward when he makes that pecan pie.
Oh, I'm in tears.
Or is that just number 1 and 2 of pecan pie?
Oh, she left. Never mind.
Yeah,
She left.
she'll be back. She always comes back.
She'll be right back.
And this time with cheesecake,
Oh, and we're gonna be all jelly and stuff.
right?
Super cyan jelly.
Over 9,000?
What? 9,000? Oh man. Oh man. Brim's gonna kill me. I already know.
Could
What's
be.
up, man?
Could be.
We finally got a cleric and Brim's gonna take
Yeah.
him out. Which is just a
Brim
straight
just
punch
gonna
in the face.
snap his neck. Also, how many orcs did we see?
Yeah, see, I was gonna ask that right before he said we're going to break.
Yeah.
Yeah, as they get closer, you see it looks like there are 5 or 6 orcs, but there is a massive ogre that leads them at the front. So it's a large group, and they are completely unaware of you, but growing closer, they appear to be headed east.
You would
Well,
love to
no,
do
they were
this to
coming
me.
from the east.
No, I'm
They're
sorry.
heading west.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, they're heading west. Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yes. You're right.
So, Terry, just so you know, just so Ren knows,
Yes.
now that he's closer and like the hood's kind of back up since he was jostling and got up and everything like that, Brim looks really in pain.
Okay, good. That's what I
Brim
was.
looks in a
Are
lot
you
of
begging
pain.
for healing? Is that what you're doing?
Well, no, that's what I was looking for earlier.
I know.
Because I was a failure with the dead guy on the coast there.
Joshua wants healing, but Brim is uncomfortable, so he's fully turtle.
Rim is uncomfortable.
Oh, cheesecake.
Oh, stop eating it. Oh.
Don't rub it on the cat.
You know, that surprisingly is a common sentence when you have a child under the age of 5.
Sure. Hey, look. As chat says, this party fought frost giants and wrestled an umber hulk. What are 5 orcs and an ogre? I mean,
Oh,
seriously,
good question. Good question. We shall see.
No, dang it, don't say that.
What could possibly go?
John, we need an easy combat, please.
Do you know what was such a mind trip? Having Terry sit there and be like, I don't know, what should we do? Blah blah blah. And he's like, let's go. Why you guys keep talking? Like, let's keep moving.
It was so hard too because I was like,
Fight against every instinct that you have.
everything. I was just literally sitting there. I'm like, why isn't he telling us to hurry up? Also, this is salted caramel cheesecake, and it's homemade. It's the best.
So you're evil. That's great.
Yum.
Okay. If you could mail
Makes
that.
direct eye contact with all of us.
I know.
This is homemade popcorn made with olive oil and salt.
It's good to see you too, Mike Disney. Mike Disney's here. See?
It's a Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike Disney! I love you.
It's pretty cool.
I love you too.
What did I miss? You didn't miss anything. Triple A. Nothing's actually happened.
I just noticed you changed your name again.
Who did?
You did.
Oh yeah. Grim.
You know why I changed mine to Jack
Kim
Matek?
Attack?
Why?
It's because he's been helping me with my computer.
Oh.
Which is pretty pimp right now.
Oh, the computer.
And Vivi, do you see Discord?
If it wasn't for him, I would have been dead and crying.
Yeah, because I'm a cleric.
Yeah,
and
that
Ball
too.
just sweeping.
Whoa!
It's
That's so
magical.
cool.
I literally, if any of the
Yeah,
fans
no.
are wondering why I keep looking off to my right, so your left side, is because I have my partially unfinished computer there, and I literally just want to keep working on it
He's so
Because
close
he has
to.
a picture of
It's-
John.
on the
he's
computer
Yeah, and he keeps staring at it. And he's like,
in scantily clad.
I love
Where
that
he,
man.
it's where he keeps.
Glitter.
It's where he keeps the actual real life Glitter Bomb John photo. The likeness that Pat Draws did was very close to the real
Uncanny.
thing, but
It was
Josh
very
has
close.
the
It
real
was
thing
back in the 70s.
as his desktop wallpaper on that computer.
Desktop.
Speaking of wallpapers,
What?
Yeah.
do you remember this freaking beauty?
No. Stop
Let's
it.
bring it back.
Ah,
Let's bring
no!
it back.
Oh, you don't got the one with all of them?
I
No,
think
I
you
only have the one with
Wow.
these three
I
beauties.
think- I think Rory had the very final version.
Yeah, I'm
This
looking
one
for it.
actually looks a lot very closer
Oh.
to current Brim than
Yes,
this
I-
one does.
Yeah,
both
there it
had a
is.
child,
Oh wait,
and
I'm
it's
missing
me.
from that one. There's
Yeah.
one more. I have the final version.
I guess you
Hold
do, yeah.
You should have the final version.
on, let me look. I don't,
Remember,
Let me see
this
if I
is
can
like our
find it.
first, I think this was our first set.
that was literally our first session, and John was like, "What did I get myself into?" Right?
Yeah,
as
I've
soon
done
as
that.
happened.
I've done that almost every session. What have I gotten myself into with this player
You
group?
didn't change your shirt!
Oh! I'll be right back. Sorry.
John!
No. I'm sorry. Okay, hang on.
And while you were gone, we hit 100.
No, we did not. You lie. You lie.
Quick.
I owe you, Vivi. I promise. Next Tuesday. Well, no. Okay, better.
No, because we're not streaming. next
No.
week.
GaryCon.
Yeah.
GaryCon. I
That's a
will
good time to
wear
do
my
it.
shirt during GaryCon. All right? Fair?
I'll believe it when I see it.
I like it. All right, here we go. We're coming back live and
Oh, should I leave this up?
yeah, go ahead. It's good. I like it.
Find the right one.
With no explanation.
Hashtag.
So all of you, you're here, you're gathered, you're invisible, you're up inside this strange ethereal structure that has been created by the gnome. But you see beneath you, the wagon churns its wheels, kicking up dust. There are, as I said, 5 orcs that surround it. A giant ogre pulls at the front. There are no horses. They are pulling this wagon by themselves. Inside, you see a wet, sodden sailor that clings to the edges of the cage with a child, perhaps no more than 7, 8, 9 winters, that clings to him, and they rumble beneath you. What do you do?
They cannot see us. They cannot see us.
We've taken worse, Gimbal.
The sailor that's in it, would I recognize it as one of the ones from my ship?
you need make no roll. You definitely recognize this is Jamis. Jamis was one of the bosun on the ship. And he was one of the first pulled over. There are many others that you don't see here, so you don't know why he's by himself, but you definitely recognize him.
I'm going to look at Elandra. The sailor, the mariner, in the cage. He's one of the ones from the ship. Jamis, it was his name. We need to help him.
All right, of course. Gimbal, can we shoot arrows or throw things through here?
No, I'm not. They can't detect us magically. They can't see us. We can see them. No magic can travel through. Like, I have to get on the outside of this thing to do anything. But it stays here for an hour. You know, we got an hour left of this. So I'm just saying we can use it smart.
Can they
And
go
we-
inside?
can you shoot arrows?
She points to the bow and the quiver of arrows on her back.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. So, I mean, you can poke we can see them. You can see if they're looking at us. You can poke your head through.
They're moving now. They're getting
Actually,
they're dead even
better
with
idea.
you. They're going
Let's-
further.
If we let them go past us, we can flank them from behind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So let's let them get past, get some distance, and then we can make our attack. And they won't see us coming.
Small adaptation to that. When they do get past, so we're in this here tree that we can see in front of us, and then they're going. So when they, do I gotta be within? I suppose they gotta hear me. Never
Brim,
mind. Yep, go take it.
Brim throws his hood back and preps as he has his hand on his blade as he's by the hole.
As this happens, the cage is now right on par with the ship. The sailor, he grabs the edges. Help! Is anyone there? Is anyone there? Help us! Help us! Shut up! Boom! One of the orcs drives the haft of a spear through the cage, hits him upside the head. He slams to the side of the cage, blood spews out of his mouth, and he falls down unconscious.
We need to help him now.
All right. All right. DM,
Yep.
is there any growth of grass in this area at all? I know that we're on the beach, but as far back as we are now, is there any growth of plant life at all?
There is. You're far back from the beach now.
Okay.
There is a scraggly brown grass that is clinging to life during the winter season, but still there is a temperate air here, so it's not like being up in the north where it's totally winter. So you see there is crabgrass and bits of foliage that cling to life among the rocks and the sand.
All right. So are they almost past where we are right
Yeah,
now?
they are. So you can see it here on the screen. And let me turn the cam here so it's easier to see. All right, so they are getting past. So you're here at the tree. All of you are gathered at this tree. So I'll pull up my,
All right.
because I have a cool handy dandy laser. I'll show the laser, not the ceiling, here at the floor. So you guys are here, and the wagon is passing now. So they're getting to the back. They have no idea you're there. The ogre continues to pull. The sailor is unconscious. The child clings to him. Help! No! Help us! Please, someone, help us! He looks toward the ship, but none of the orcs seem to pay him any mind.
All right. So as soon as the last of the orcs are past, a little ways, Illustra's gonna drop out of the hole, and she's gonna hold her bow out and extend her hand, and she's gonna make a gesture as if she's pulling an arrow from her quiver, but she actually doesn't pull an arrow. And she takes her fingertips and draws it along the bowstring, and she pulls it back. And anybody watching her will see this kind of shimmering green light coming from her fingertips. And as she pulls it out, she's going to just kind of aim toward the ground, a good bit ahead of where the orcs are heading, because she can shoot up to 110. So she
Yeah,
wants
you
to
got
get
plenty
it
of
kind
room. Yes,
Yeah, so she wants to get it kind of in the area at like where the first orcs are kind of stepping into as they're going forward. And she's just gonna release that arrow to strike the ground.
All right, so as you release the arrow, you all see this. She lets fly an arrow which is not an arrow. And as it hits the ground, suddenly the grass around the area, the straggling, scrabbling bits of foliage which cling to life among the rocks and sand here in this area to the south, right near the Pomarge, they suddenly grow spiky areas on them, and all of them grow like giant thorns and points among them. And give me the DC, please.
It's a reflex save. One sec. I have to pull up my actual bow information. Reflex save, right? Yeah, reflex save or speed slowed by half, and so that would be a DC 16.
16. All right.
Yep.
So it launches itself right in front of the ogre. And right as the orcs are coming up behind it, and ooh, okay. All right. So the ogre, it catches a spike right in the foot. It leaps up and turns around, clearly in pain, and it drops the yoke of the wagon.
Would be in a 20-foot radius of that area, so...
Yes, and so you have two orcs which are in that same radius. The second one hits it as well, based on my rolls. Also lets out a cry. Ah! As it turns, it looks around like, what was the source of this? The third nimbly steps aside and moves toward the back and actually looks toward the tree, but sees nothing looking around.
So anybody that actually steps into the area will take damage. The reflex save was just to keep it.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Slowed.
That's right. So I need the
two that stepped in.
I'm gonna let you roll the damage roll.
I have 4 points for the first one and 2 points for the second one.
Okay.
So it's 1d4 for every 5 feet of movement that they make through that area.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
Once I see Brim pull down his hood and essentially prepare to battle, would I be able to tell that he's a bit weaker than what somebody has? I mean, as a trained cleric with fairly decent knowledge of injuries.
Yeah, based on all his whining, I think for sure you would. Sorry, real quick. I saw this up earlier. Art of Mike Disney, one of our amazing sponsors, asked why the orcs don't see you guys. So Gimbal, tell our audience, if they're new, why they're not seeing you right now.
Yeah, so Gimbal took a second when we saw this danger coming, and he cast Rope Trick, creating this emerald glow inside as an extra dimensional space that no one can see from the outside. There's only 5 feet of rope hanging near and behind a tree, or near a tree, to kind of.
So all these PCs here, including the one that dropped out, of course, was Elandra. So she's now out here. Everyone else is inside the rope trick still.
Oh, did you have something, Gimbal?
No, you're doing something. You're doing
Okay. So as I see Brim, I'm going to look at him. May I lay my hands on you, friend? You look like you could use some healing.
He just nods.
So Shorin places his hands on him. And,
Shorin?
Oh, I did. I knew I was going to say it once.
I'm not the only one that makes that mistake.
Rin places his hands on him, says a couple of words, and there's a glow that surrounds where the hand is placed on you. You can feel warmth, and you get to, let's see here, 3d8 plus 5. So let's hope that I get some decent rolls out of this.
I really hope you do.
John, I sent you a message.
Okay, I'll check it.
John, I didn't, but I'll send you a message at some point.
So that is 17 points of healing.
Yep, that's nice.
Ooh.
And you can tell me I don't have time, but I'm also going to try and jump out of the hole.
No, you have time.
Okay, so as soon as I've finished that, I'm gonna jump out of the hole and position myself. Where's Millie at? Or Millie? I'm doing this.
Dude, you're failing!
Where's-
All kinds of fail! I'm
No,
glad to hear
where's-
this.
Where's Elandra? at?
Elandra is right there, here, so you could jump out beside her. Is that what you want?
Yeah, slightly behind her and beside her.
Elandra, what's Phineas doing?
Phineas would have like kind of jumped out of the hole to follow her since it's not very far, and he's a big enough wolf. He could.
Yes, okay. So you jump beside Elandra. You see the wolf right beside her as well. What do you do, Rin?
So after I've jumped down, I'm going to very quickly cast another spell. I'm going to start saying a few more words. Place my hand actually on my chest, and I'm going to cast Sanctuary on me.
You hold
And then
out your hands. Elandra, you see your friend or acquaintance, let's call him acquaintance. He throws his hands up and there's a light that glows around the rest of the party. Gimbal, Lilith, what are you doing?
Gimbal, are you ready? Or if not, Lilith will go.
Yeah. So Gimbal is going to. I'm going to poke my head out, kind of leaning my body, my torso upside down through the hole, right? Just looking through a hole. And he'll pull out, reach inside of his coat, pull out from a pocket a piece of fabric, and then stick it back in the pocket and grab the amulet around his neck. And his hand will begin to softly glow with this blue hue as he will use the amulet to cast. We didn't sleep a night, right?
We rested.
Yeah, you had rest
Why?
already. Yes.
Before we made it to the Gestural
Right,
Estate, we rested
right.
in the hills.
Yeah, so you
And
rested
then we
before.
got back to the Gestural Estate, and they had sent us here immediately, so it hasn't
Yeah,
been a whole
so you
day.
had no combat since your rest, right?
Right. And just quick question: this amulet, I am able to consecutively restore it, right?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. So I'll reach out, grab that amulet as my hand and my chest begins to glow blue, and the other one begins to glow this blue that you start to associate with illusions as it intensifies slightly. And I'm casting Major Image where that spike growth, well, it's a 40 by 40 or 20 by 20. So I'm casting Major Image to, in the effect that these vines are growing and the thorns just get massive. There's no kind of heat, but the image of this is as if the vines are thick, just thick, like a good 8 inches thick, as these massive thorns are coming out, piercing into their bodies.
And yeah, so you see, as the spell is cast, augmenting them, they grow higher. Oh! The orc, the ogre, they struggle as these things grow through their feet. They stagger backwards underneath the incredible arcane power coming up from the ground. The orcs on the back, they turn and they leap upon Phineas. Anyone else before we go to initiative?
It would be me.
Because you guys
Okay.
have surprise. I gave you a surprise. Like they didn't know you're here. So
yeah,
all
yeah,
of you
so I
get
would-
one action before we go to initiative. So
Yep.
go ahead.
So, Lilith will kind of just notice that everybody is hopping out to be able to do stuff, so she will kind of pull a gimbal and kind of half hang out, just poking her head and her one arm out, and she will, seeing that the thorns that are already there that Elandra. God damn, it's that Mandela effect.
happening.
At least you didn't say
said it.
Millie.
I was gonna say Millie, and then I was like, got mixed up. Elandra had cast, and she will cast on her thorns entangle. Baboom.
Got it.
All right, as this happens,
Oh,
these thorns erupt. Let's go to Brim. What are you doing?
Oh, Brim's right as he was healed. Brim is ready to just drop down from the hole and rush forward with his great sword.
Brim, as you drop down, the orcs suddenly turn. "Ah!" There is a cry from them, and it is time for So go ahead.
Can Phineas attack?
He
He only jumped down.
Let's roll initiative and see. If you win, yes, he attacks first. All right, so here we go. And it is.
Am I rolling?
Yes, you're rolling for him. Yes.
All right.
Carry on.
And DM has, hold on, I'll pull it up. DM has a 3.
Yes.
You have a 4.
The legacy
Okay.
continues.
All right.
Yes.
Tell me what
Plus one
Phineas
anymore.
does.
Okay, so the orc that rushed up to him. Also, did were those orcs moving through my 20-foot radius there when they ran up to Phineas?
No, so you can see here, you got the front area here, and I pulled this up. I don't know if it's visible here. This kind of is the. Let me pull this up by the camera. This is the sort of the 20-foot radius here.
Alright.
It's behind. So you've caught the top 3 orcs here and the ogre, not here in the back, because it's a good like 30 feet distance between the front where he was pulling and those that are coming behind.
Well, then Phineas is going to one of the 2 orcs that has come up to him. He's going to immediately like lunge at it and make a bite attack.
All right, roll to hit.
And he actually has an advantage because someone gave him an advantage last week.
Let's go, Phineas!
Advantage. That's a 14 to hit.
14 to hit. That's including bonuses?
That's well, he only has a +3 to his.
So his total is a 14?
The roll was a 11.
11
so
plus 3,
is
14. All right, so he leaps out. He grabs a hold. The orc has some basic sort of chain armor. Phineas grabs hold. It grips onto it, and he does no damage, but he's got hold of this orc now. And we will go to Brim.
Thank you.
Brim would like to rush up to a strategic point where I could at least hit 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, so right here, you slip in front of Rin. There are 2 orcs right beside the cage. They're turning. They barely had time to react because you both had surprise and 1 initiative. So as they're turning around, you see shock in their eyes. And you have both of them in your sights.
And Brim is just going to yell back. As he's going to swing at the one on the left first with advantage.
Roll to hit.
That's a natural 20.
it's a good night.
All right, go ahead and roll to confirm that.
Is that your first crit?
That's my first crit in a while.
Yeah.
In a while, not ever. In a while, yes, right?
Ever since 3 trees.
3 trees.
3 trees, yes, 3 trees. You did
So it
crit
just
3
happens
trees.
with the orcs, I guess. Rolling with advantage to confirm. That is a natural 19 on the die.
Oh,
Yes! That is critical!
Oh my gosh! All right, so roll.
And you get +10.
Yeah,
because
you get
it's a 19.
you okay. Well, stop, Vivi, stop. I'm sorry, Evelyn. Sorry. You get so you get +10 on that. Roll percentile, please.
15.
Oh, so
I use advantage to
25.
reroll.
25 though.
That's still
It's
25.
25.
All right, now
Okay,
on the
+10.
25. Hold on here. I pull up my ever mysterious Tim crit tables, and we have.
Then you roll damage to Josh.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your damage, please.
That's a 12 on the die.
Yeah.
Tell me what it
So-
looks like.
Brim is just going to rush up first and just and then cleave through the one and the first, going from top left of his body to his bottom right hip, or his bottom left hip, and just cleave down, and then looking at the next one almost like eye to eye, and just will bring his blade back up around to try and hit this other one.
And you have cleave as a feat, right?
Yes.
All right,
I'm
so roll to hit.
immediately using cleave, and I guess if cleave misses, then I'll use my second attack. But using advantage for this. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits. These are orcs. Come on. Yes, that's a hit.
And that will be another 12 plus 7, so 19 damage.
All right. Describe. So I want you to go like through the whole narrative. So the first one, the second one. Tell me how this looks as Brim cleaves and slices through these orcs.
So Brim, since the other one dies too, I'm going to switch it up a bit. Brim's going to move forward and forgive the anachronism, but like samurai style, arm at the bottom of the hilt, other arm at the top, and just will run forward and slash upward, cleaving the opposite way from what I priorly described, and then switch his grip and spin his body and come from his rib cage over to his other side, cleaving through that one. And then he's going to look over to the ogre and just in giant yell, "Run!"
Okay. All right. As he does this, hang on. You see Brim as he leaps out, his massive blade. He cleaves and cleaves. He slices these orcs, incredibly powerful blows. They drop to the ground, blood spurting out. The child inside the cage, please, oh yes, 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 help us! He starts celebrating, bouncing up and down, which is odd as the blood splatters his face. It's somewhat macabre, but he's joyful as he sees his captors being slain. And then this one, this orc here, he begins to sprint away in fear. And this one leaps toward the party, and the orc tries to step forward and hits one of those massive spikes that were beneath. Who did not go this round?
I haven't gone since
All right,
we rolled it.
go ahead, Alondra.
Okay, so the ones that are further away are okay. I can't quite tell on the camera over here. I see the ogre, but as far as the orcs go,
So you have
how
one
many-
orc here, and he's right in front of the ogre, standing next to the gimbal mini and
Alright.
the Rin mini. The two orcs here are dead.
Okay.
There is one orc on the opposite side standing in front of Rin. Here, let me pull him over where you can see him a bit better. So
Okay,
there's one
okay.
orc here. This orc is running away. So you have two orcs.
one that's facing Phineas, basically.
Yes,
All right, so I'm far enough away that I'm not in his melee, correct?
correct.
All right, then I'm gonna pull an arrow from my quiver and fire it at him.
Roll to hit.
Rolling with advantage. That is 29 to hit.
That hits. You pull back your arrow. Roll damage.
Okay, and let's see, because orcs are my other favorite enemy.
Tim said, remember, the enemy dead always smells good.
2.
Don't let him get away, said Mike Disney.
So that is 12 points of damage against that orc.
Wow, really? 12 with an arrow?
Yep. 8 on the die, +2, plus he's my favorite enemy, so that's another +2.
Describe it for me.
Alright, so pulling back, she released, seeing that he's like coming towards her, Phineas,
she is particularly unhappy with the sight of this orc, so she just lets the arrow fly, and it like kind of almost whistles through the air as it plunges deep into his skull right between his eyes.
Oh my gosh. Between the eyes, thunk, the arrow sinks deep. You see gray matter splits out of his eyes and through the back of his head as he falls to the ground. And thank you so much, Pat66, 1,200 advantage to the party, including Finn. So everybody gets 2 except me, I think is what he's saying. So thanks, Pat.
And don't forget the 1 each from Phantom NJ, a little higher.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, exactly. All right, so Phantom NJ, exactly, right. And now,
I can
go
still
ahead.
move, correct? I can make a little bit of movement,
Yes,
right?
you can.
So she's gonna walk towards the orc that she just felled.
Walk.
Yeah, because she wants to get her arrow back.
So it sounds more like a swagger. So I want you to role play this as you walk toward this orc that you just hit between the eyes with your arrow.
Yeah, so Elandra's gonna just walk towards him like, you don't mess with my pup, and she just will grab the shaft of the arrow and yank it out.
As she does this, we're going to switch scenes.
Also, you have a disadvantage, DM.
Yep.
No, I don't. I don't.
Yes.
I don't recognize that.
Yes.
That's no.
Yes. Yes. Channel points out.
Oh, never mind. Cancel that. You got an
Hawk,
advantage.
thank you.
Hawk
Thank you,
balances
Lizzie.
out.
That's awesome. Advantage back to the DM. All right. So Jay and I had a misunderstanding. He said 8. I thought it was 8 his time. He meant 8 my time. That's fine. So we're going to do this, you and I, Shorewind, together. Here we go. As you're in the midst of combat, the ogre turns. It lifts. No, it does not knock over a tree and put a camera in the middle. It lifts a massive club and it turns toward Gimbal as his head poked out. Right? Did you say your head poked
I don't
out?
think we've all.
No. Yeah, so after the advantage, the only 2 that have gone, or after the initiative, only 2
Right.
people have gone.
Okay, so who didn't go
All
yet?
3.
Only
Only Brim, Phineas, and Elandra have gone so far.
Oh, okay,
Since we've
all right.
rolled initiative.
Oh, we got a hype train. Okay, so Gimbal, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, with my head, Lilith, you're still upside down like I am, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this brief moment, I'm going to look over at you, and you'll see a very that sober face from when he was resurrected, but very, very heartbroken at the same time. As you see his eyes watery and tears running upside down, because we're upside down. And his hands still slightly glowing. He's now released the amulet as he's got his concentration on this major image with the spikes getting thicker and bigger. He'll look at you and go, Lilith, they're messy. And as much as this is something I don't prefer, he'll look back towards the orc the orcs where he cast the spell, the one that was in the vines. He will just focus intensely on it. I know he's already cast the spell, but he's going to hold concentration and just continue to have. I want the orc to believe that he is completely constrained and being pierced by these spikes.
As you do this, give me the DC, please.
19.
19. Thank you, everybody, for all the subs and the gifts. Art of Mike Disney, Renreb, Mark Views. Mark, I got to talk to you this week. I got a plan for you I want you to help me with. I appreciate all of that. And the roll is... Sorry, Gimbal. His roll on the save is a 1. He screams as he falls back. It's even bigger than you would if it's as though a spike went through his jaw, even though it went through his foot. He falls back completely intimidated, racked, covered in thorns. He thrashes on the ground back and forth. And we stop there. What, level 4 hype train? Holy crap. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, now we go to Shorewind. We'll be back with this story, which we will see in Greyhawk with our Gary Con episodes. And we're going to be running a modified version of Slave Lord. So it's an old school harkening back to the original stuff, but it's going to have a Greyhawk Blue Box flavor to it. Shorewind. Let me switch back. Let me kill your Rin.
Oh,
I didn't mean kill. I'm sorry. Wrong,
man.
wrong term. I meant kill the view of Rin with the name. And you cling to the stone given to you by Bartrell of House Just Rule. And as you, to the dismay of many, don't choose to follow and give homage to Millie's death, you find yourself suddenly transported. This moment of vertigo and disorientation hits you as you are removed from House Just Rule and the area there on the Cron Hills and moving toward something unknown. You get dizzy. You feel nauseous. There is a sinking in your gut. You see lights flashing before your eyes, strange sounds in your ears, and you almost vomit. I want you to roleplay almost vomiting.
A cavalier doesn't vomit.
You stand face to face with Sarharn, your liege lord. He stands before you and he looks at you. His visage showing. You are among my best of students. What has befallen you? You seem craven.
Shorewind lowers his head and his eyes. Is Winston and Githa still with me then?
You see no sign of them.
Okay. I've failed mightily outside of your presence.
Oh, he stretches out a strong and benevolent but judgmental hand on your shoulder. Why? Why, Shorewind, have you become so weak with all the training, with all the judgment, with all the trust I gave to you? Why?
I continued my training day in and day out, like a good cavalier should. I followed your lead. I held on to my values and my honor. Too many perished. I could not protect them. I watched innocent people die.
You watched innocent people die? What do you mean, Shorewind?
My blade was not strong enough.
For what? Strong enough for what? What innocent people? What do you speak of? Why are you here? I thought you were among my best pupils. How?
It seems that, and I apologize, but it seems you might have been wrong about me.
Wrong. Wrong. How?
I was not ready. I was not ready to leave my training. I've seen much since I have left you, my lord. I have worked alongside many. I have fought alongside many. And the most recent group, though different than those that we generally fight alongside.
And I have no words to say. I find your weakness shocking. Why would you not aid those who fell in your service? How have you come to this? What? He turns. You see there are a couple of his servants that come in, and they speak something. You are close enough in earshot to hear mention of Winston and your sister outside the area. He waves them away and pushes the servant out, but not harshly, but sort of gently. I thought you were my best student. How? Sholwyn, why? Why?
I suppose it was sentimentality. I suppose it was the weakness of love for family.
And if you love your family, how do you protect them? By retreating. There are evils abounding. There is much to be concerned about. How could you think that pulling yourself from the field of battle is the answer?
He looks up, eyes almost defiant, but not defiant against Sirhan, but defiant for what he's about to say. It is because of my family that I retreated. It is because of my sister. I have lost too much. I will not lose my sister again. I will stay by her side and keep her protected.
Your sister.
Githa.
She has a difficult road ahead. Sholwyn, I disagree with your choice. I think you have been foolish. I think you have cast aside the glory, the honor, and the benefit, the goodness you could have done in the world. I will never condone, I will never agree with the choice that you have made. Yet, I will acknowledge your right to make that choice. I have one request of you.
And he lowers his head and nodding, listening.
You wish to retire from the field, to leave your friends and companions, to withdraw yourself from the noble battle, to cease to fight the evils that abound all around us. Then, if that is your wish, I will not stand in your way. It is not for the faint of heart to struggle against the Dark Brotherhood, the Scarlet Brotherhood, the evils that abound all around us. If you no longer wish this, I will no longer compel you. But I have seen you and your steed. He is now halted and stabled outside. A noble steed among all, given to you as my judgment would have been, perhaps errant judgment. I suppose I am an old man without knowledge of this, but one that was, I thought, given to you by the gods to battle evil, and now he will be stabled, and whatever his will and judgment shall be here in the free city. But for the nobility of a house, I would ask that you fight. The joust is more than something that is trifling and for the will of nobles. It is for the honor and glory of my house. And I have seen your steed, and I thought you. I have one last wish. You fight in the Free City Joust, and I will see to it that you and your sister, despite how ill I think your judgment is, she and you will ever be under the protection of my banner.
He slowly raises his head. I will do this. I will do this because you taught me well. I will do this though I feel a failure to you. I respect all that the Cavaliers stand for. I will leave everything out there.
He leans over, he runs his hands through his black and gray hair. Frustration as you've never seen before. I don't understand. There was so much more for you, Shorwin, but if this is your will, then so be it. I will honor my word. Take your lance and your steed. Ride in the joust. Do all you can for glory and honor, and then you have no more debt, no more honor in my house. But I will see that your sister and you are always protected under my banner. This is my promise.
He bows. Thank you, my lord.
He shakes his head one final time, and the disappointment, it's palpable. The shame, as he turns his back, his cloak swirls. There is honor. You know with certainty he will do what he has said. You have never seen anything from Sir Harn but what he has spoken to be true. And yet, there is a sadness. I don't know how. How? Why? How? He shouts as he walks out of the room. And we stop there for tonight. Okay! Thank you, everybody. Sorry, Marcus. OMFG. I know it was. So, all right, so we're going to. Woo! I got shaking heads from my players. I don't know, sorry.
First of all, you guys should check the memes channel. I did make a couple of memes in there.
I bet you did.
Wait, the memes? You said memes?
Memes, yeah.
Oh, okay,
There's
all right,
one
so-
of Winston in a shame box, and then,
Okay.
and then
Nobody puts
nobody puts Winston in the
Okay.
corner.
All right, so, oh gosh, all right. So, Vivi, thank you so much for telling us. Evelyn, please post that in our Discord. I'm going to pull these up. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing all these now. We got Lilith, yours was awesome. So I'm going to open that one and then pull that up here. Whoops, not there. There. Word of the day. Elandra, can you pronounce it? And then we have the box of shame, which I think is awesome. Oh my God! How did you do that? That is so cool. I love that.
I love the memes. Did you see that nobody puts Winston in the corner?
I know, and we got
so
this also. Patrick Swayze. Yeah, Patrick Swayze. No one puts Winston in the corner.
They don't. It's true.
Patrick, Ancient Gamer, 1,100 for the party. So every party member gets 2 advantages, including one for the amazing new Wolf, who has it now. Phineas has an advantage, and also Squeaks. Okay, and I'm still safe. We're at 80, which is a great viewer count, but I did not hit 100, so I don't have to wear that awful dinosaur shirt just yet. And now it is time for our giveaway. If you have not yet, type !Greyhawk. These are so awesome. Let me pull that up again. I think my favorite is, where was it? Hold on. It's this one. Whoop, up at the top here. The box of shame. That is so good. I just think that is so.
Sherwin is moving in there.
It is.
I asked Billy, I'm like, can you send me a picture of
No.
Sherwood, please? I'm gonna put him in a box real quick.
So good. And we have also, there will be what? Babushka.
Exclamation point, babushka.
All right, so we're working. We got our new sponsor. We love our new sponsor, Ferox. We showed them earlier. We'll show that again in a second. We have also Troll Lord Games. We're working with them, and I think you're going to be seeing some really cool TLG stuff. Command, all their work is incredible, and you'll see Castles and Crusades inside our Discord very, very soon. Robert, Phantom, NJ will be leading that, and that will be fun. But tonight, we have this Treasures of Greyhawk giveaway. It's for levels 4 to 18. It's a campaign. It is glorious. And we're going to give that away. If you don't have it, you need it. And each of our players will be rolling for that. And I'm glad, a great night tonight, all of our viewers. Thank you so much. One last time, if you're watching tonight and you haven't followed, or if you're a follower and you haven't subbed, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Give us a follow, give us a sub. All right, it's time for Stream MVP. The Stream MVP gets 1,000 experience points and will roll for one of the 5 possible winners tonight. So don't get too excited if you see your name, viewers, because we will have to do 4 or 5 of you on the giveaway, which is !Greyhawk. So you type that, !Greyhawk, Greyhawk, in the chat, and you will be eligible. Let's start with you, Rory. Why should Gimbal be Stream MVP?
Yeah, so Gimbal should be Stream MVP because he made it so that we had a extra dimensional place to stay safe. It was very vibrant, emerald green color, and warm and cozy for all of us to be in. And also the usage of major image and really taking his passive behavior and just piercing the orc with it.
All right, so you'll have the chance to vote for him in a moment. When all 5 have gone, it will appear in the top right-hand corner of your stream where you can vote for one of them. And you, Rory, will be rolling for, let me pull it up here. Your viewer is, thank you, Mike. You got Myamorph, Captain Myamorph. Are you still on? You've been on all night. I hope you're still on. He's a sub. If he's still here, you have him, Rory. Lilith, why should you be Stream MVP besides your justice for Winston?
Love it, Mercy. Always justice for Winston. Lilith should be Stream MVP for making her Millie Pocket, her memorial Millie Pocket, in which she kind of just bringing back to the sand that she dumped all over Millie's bed that one time. So just picking up sand from the beach where they let Millie off, and sewing her cloak onto that pocket, and then just being her memorial Millie pocket. So going forward, if she does ever find something shiny that reminds her of Millie, she shall put it in that pocket. Just staying true to her group and her original group of members there, just being cautious of her family that she still has, while still trying to be pleasant towards her newfound friends, curious as always, for tasting the sea, for just, always paying attention to the good boy, and yeah, I think that's about it.
Well done. And yes, he was a fan favorite tonight. I saw every time it was, who's a good boy, in the lolling tongue. It took over everything. All right, so you will be rolling tonight for, we have Myamorph, and he was here. The next one is eligible for the win. Drum roll, please. Hold on. What drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Let me pull this up. And you have... Oh, Terry! Montague! Okay, he's in the running. Now, you tell us why your new character, Rin, who is Shorewind from the Shame Box, should be Stream MVP.
Of course. So Rin should be a Stream MVP first for realizing that Gimbal is crazy and placing his hands upon Brim and glowing him yellow so that he could heal and take out 2 fabulous looking orcs to dinner. And then, of course, explaining the situation so as not to die immediately to ogres and orcs, and attempting to save a sailor that didn't quite work out.
Always saving the sailors, Rin, and you will be rolling for... Roger! Oh my gosh, Keith is on a roll. He's been up every single week. I don't know what's going on. He's the new Pat 66. Pat used to always be up for this, and now it's Roger. Keith, he's been up every week, and of course, Keith was so good because he won the flask, and he said, no, give it to Pat. Pat draws, will get the flask because Keith was such a good viewer. He said, give it to that guy, and I love that. All right, let's go to Brim. Why should you be Stream MVP?
I think Brim should be Stream MVP because he's just doing his best out here. He's sticking him to himself. He's just being dark and broody and, throwing wolves, people, killing a horse last time, protecting animals this time. And his hug with Lilith. That's actually good. Oh, and he killed the orcs. That as well. Wow, I forgot a lot about this.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah, I have no...
One shot blow, cleave blow, killed 2 orcs. Well done, sir. You will be rolling for Renreb. He's a sub. I know Renreb's on. He's been on all night. Hey, Moondog, good to see you, sir, as well. We're almost done, but not too late. Type !Greyhawk, Greh. If you don't know how to spell it, I'm not going to tell you. You should spell Greyhawk. You know. Put that in the chat.
K for Greyhawk.
Yeah, if you don't know how to spell it, you can't win. Put that in the chat. You have a chance to win. And let's go to the second newest player in the campaign, replacing the dearly departed Millie. Tell us why Elandra should be Stream MVP. Just call me Yolanda Babushka.
I'm sorry.
Gray hair. I love gray hair.
She should be VP for introducing Rin to the rest of the party and making sure those connections were initially made, for being the only one who brought Rope with her on an adventure, because Rope is important and Gimbal wouldn't have been able to cast a spell without it. And then for using her Spike Growth spell to slow the continuation of the orcs going forward so that they were both slowed and injured, and for that sweet, sweet arrow into that orc's forehead that killed him immediately, and just yanking it out because, no one messes with Phineas.
There was some attitude there, too. That was well done. All right, you will be rolling for Feed Me 22508, brand new follower as of tonight. Just followed 5 minutes ago. Feed Me 22508. Are you still on?
Impressive.
You got to let us know you're still here. You just followed 5 minutes ago. And if you're still here, you are eligible for the giveaway tonight. And I like to see that. Old school, new school. Wait just a moment. Everyone else is on.
Just wait until you look.
He's there. Okay.
All right, so
They're there.
one die.
Now, feed me. This is not to pressure you. This is just so you know. Everyone else is a sub. If you're a sub, you get 2 D20s. If you're just a follower, you get 1 D20. And I'm not, like, you don't have to sub. I'm not trying to do that to you. I just want you to know so you don't feel like I'm gaming the system or being dishonest. So all of our subs get 2. All right. Let's start with you. First up was Rory. Go ahead.
And poll is up.
The poll is up for Stream MVP. Rory, go ahead.
Maya Morph, you get a
Treasures of Greyhawk.
15.
15. And you're rolling for who? I'm sorry?
Maya Morph.
Myomorph, okay. And let's go. Oh, Ancient Gamer, look at
Oh, he's
Patrick.
Ancient Gamer.
Phoebe22508, you just got a gift sub from Patrick, and he is such a great fan. Actually, I should say this. This book is from Patrick. This giveaway tonight comes from Ancient Gamer. He has given us so much. He is just, I have no words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Lilith. Who are you rolling
Lilith.
for?
Rolling for Terry.
You've got the best rolls ever.
Come on.
No, 2 1s.
I know.
Is he even a sub? He's not a sub.
Probably not
There
a
it
sub.
is.
Is it 2 1s?
What is it? Nat 20?
Oh,
Nat 20!
no! All right, did I mention my players are not eligible? No, I'm kidding. All right, so it's, all right, so we got a nat 20 for.
Don't worry, Roger. I'm going to roll a nat 20 next, so it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna
Okay,
get 2 nat 20s.
go ahead.
Then Reb.
Go ahead, Terry.
All right, Roger, here we go.
Come
Wait,
on.
You're trying to roll for someone.
It's still like it's a 30% or so chance. We've got 3 players with 2 dice each.
I did not get a nat 20.
Okay, then we're done with you. All right, let's go to Brim. Hot Holy Man.
Bryn Red, here we go.
Holy
Let's go,
man.
Hot Holy Man.
man.
That's who
We
Bryn
need a
is.
nat 20. We need
Okay,
a
here we go.
Come
What
on.
does yours say, Sherwood?
Oh, that's a 2 and a 9. I'm sorry.
Oh, you
Keep
suck. All
bringing
right,
up Millie,
let's go
bastard.
to Evelyn.
Okay, and
Yolanda Babushka.
And she will roll 2 nat 20s.
Canadian Ancient Gamer gifted Feed me a sub, so I'm rolling 2 for him
All right, let's go.
or her.
Let's
Him or her?
Lego.
She's going to roll 3 20s with 2 dice.
It's 11. That's my.
Oh, so the winner is
No.
No. All right. All right. So what? So if I give this to you, Terry, what are you gonna do with
Yes.
it?
Well, first I'm going to read it.
It doesn't fit in World of Warcraft. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
First I'm going to read it.
First, no, we gotta shame.
He's gonna turn
Terry.
it into a stage play
Shame.
of Greyhawk.
Shame, Terry.
Hang on quickly. I just need to take a picture of Terry.
It's close. The
Put you in the box.
MVP, the stream MVP right now is tied between Gimbal and Alondra. So break the tie, guys. It's so
Oh, I
close.
still have a vote.
Seconds
Yeah,
left.
come on.
Oh, I can't say that
We
out
got
loud,
7,
though.
7, 4,
Yeah,
4, 5. Vote. It's so close.
Babushka. Babushka.
Yes!
Alondra
Yes!
Babushka.
Oh, come on, we got a
And the
three-way
winner is
tie!
by 1. Let's go.
Yes.
I will say I voted for Brim because I wanted a three-way tie.
I saw my name go up and I was like, what are you doing?
All I heard you say is you voted for Brim because you wanted a 3-way. Okay, here we go. And we're going to raid. Our
can't
raid
argue
is
that.
going to be for, let's see
We
here.
need some character art.
Paradise, not great. I love not great. I love Paradise. They're good folks, all of them. Let's do.
I just want to say thank you to the viewers who really are on my side here. Thank you, Moose. Thank you, Artist Cryptalk. I appreciate it. I know it hurts me sometimes.
As it should hurt you. Thank you, everybody. Is Nightheart on? Oh, crap. Wait, hold on. Let me stop this. Stop. Is Nightheart on?
Yes, Nightheart Gaming is on.
Oh,
there
okay.
for
Hold on. Let me do a gay rig. So let me type that in. I don't know why that's not
Yeah.
popping up because I do follow them. Night.
Yes, I will be running LMA tomorrow, Oculus.
You are?
No.
Oh.
No. So LMA. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're rating Nightheart. Good folks. Always like amazing views, and their artwork is incredible. Their cameras, their painting. I'm jealous of them.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Hey, John.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Tell you what. Can I make you a deal?
Depends on the deal. Let me hear it first.
I have been
I broke-
coveting that sweatshirt you're wearing.
No.
These are special, Terry. Not everyone gets
Someday.
these. These are the OG. These are the retro. It's good to
I
have
want
retro
the one
when
you're wearing.
Oh yeah, I want it
The one
too.
you're wearing.
Don't wash it. Don't wash it. I want that.
It needs to be signed. The
I
one
need
you're
you to go on
wearing.
a run.
Oh, he misunderstood me. He
I
wanted.
wanted to be sweaty, girl.
Yeah.
Terry, this is
Sweatier the better.
how tall are you, Terry, and what's your girth?
I'm not
'Cause
gonna
this-
wear it. It goes up on my wall
Yeah, it's
here.
going straight on the wall.
He's not gonna wear it, he's just gonna cut it.
I'm gonna put it on a mannequin and just hold it in bed.
It's his TM John Shrine.
But could you please first rub it in the glitter?
There's no sweat. Look, no sweat. See, nothing. No.
Can you rub it in the glitter first before you send it?
It's already got glitter. Glitter's everywhere in this room.
We're about to
I
race.
swear,
We're
when I
about to
see
race.
Rory in person, I'm going to
guys,
I'm
love
going to
you.
beat the living crap out of Rory when I see him in person. I don't care. He's a former military guy. I know he's a Marine. I don't care. I'm going to beat the living crap out of him when I see him.
We've rated.
Yeah.
So you always say you wish they could hear after you leave.